Welcome back, players, to the Seas of Rashadan. I am your host today, the Glorious Dungeon Master, Warlord Omega. So, where we last left off our players, they had just gotten done with their expedition to the Theocracy's realm of control to help them solve a expedition that had encountered some difficulties. They later found out that the people of the island were cursed with a Yanti shape change, which permanently turned all the inhabitants so that they could better live within the island. Their initial investigation led them to head to the temple, where they've uncovered that the priest within had taken more of a dark turn in their worship over the time as being within the island. They decided to rectify the situation within the temple, bring the dark rituals to an end, causing the collapse of the temple. But the islanders that were still living there had no place to go anymore. It was either stay on the island and potentially be converted to the theocracy's main source of religion, or the players offered them the opportunity to come with them and live on their newly created island. With that under tow, one of the paladins, who they initially thought would probably be one of their most staunch opponents in their proposal, gave them a free boon to take the people off. He realized what the theocracy would probably do to the people of the island, and he very much upheld the tenets of Helm. Whether it was to his benefit or his religion's benefit was regardless, but he was a good person at heart. With their new people in tow, the players managed to make it back to the island, where they then started to set up their policies. The people of the island had some questions about some things that should be run within the island, and that is where we left off.
And also, some of the crew members also wanted to.
Yes, you're currently boarding the crew members in your mansion right now. Mostly your named crew, because the rest of the crew members had already brought their families and were establishing things, so they've taken this time off. We'll say a couple months has passed by. Most of all your buildings are done. So you're mostly just managing things on the island. The fields have been started up fairly well, so you don't need to worry about getting rations when you're here at the island. There is a steady stockpile of food coming in.
Alright.
If you did want things to grow a little bit quicker, you would need to find a druid of some kind to basically make sure that the land stays fertile and such. All of these have been recommendations made by Morgana, since she is your current. What did we describe that her title as?
Steward.
Yeah, steward.
Which she is.
Steward. Sorry.
And she's also kind of above the steward position as well, a little bit while we're gone.
Well, that's what a stewardship is. She's in charge when you're not there.
Yeah.
During this time, though, Kill, you managed to receive a letter from one of the trade ships coming to the island, basically to take off some of your excess food supplies that you could sell off.
Mm-hmm.
You had managed to let's just say you managed to make contacts with the Ozpon city-state saying, hey, any trader that wants to come and bring food for us can currently do so. Or to get a variety of food, because mostly you're growing grains. You don't really have an orchard or anything like that yet, so.
Well, we're making grains and flour.
Yeah.
Since we don't have a bakery, really, yet.
Yeah, no.
But then again, that would be a perishable food, so.
Yeah, well.
Unless you make hardtack and nothing but hardtack.
That's pretty much what your rations are on the boat. Think about it like that.
The hardtack can last about 6 months.
But No, you don't have any like fancy rations, so fruits and other things to basically keep your nutrition high. You don't have the means to sustain right now.
All right.
What is nutrition?
Uh, Basically, you need meats and other things like that, which you have a couple of your citizens do have like they were able to procure their own things. Have y'all been taxing them during this time period, or have you
No.
left them exempt from taxes?
We kind of left them exempt from taxes.
Okay. Yeah, so they've been using pretty much their own personal income. They have been bringing up some remarks on, hey, other than the trade that's coming in, money is kind of tight here, but they don't have to really pay for anything. They're living for free, so they're not complaining about it. But they have brought up the fact that, hey, if we could do some more things, it'd be pretty great.
Sounds like they should be doing more things and have the freedom to do their thing.
Well, they're other than selling food, which doesn't sell for much.
No. We need other goods to sell if we want to
Yeah.
pretty much be a
Oh, you did.
trade hub.
Y'all did hire a prospector as well, didn't you?
Yeah, we kicked him off into the
Okay.
mountains.
Let me do a roll real quick to see what he found.
Fuck all and an ancient burial ground.
I hope not.
No.
Didn't roll that low.
Ooh, God, it is lagging right now.
You're welcome.
No, you're good. Luckily enough, he did find a good stockpile of. He found some natural cave systems within the island. He didn't explore too much into them, but he did some like rudimentary scans of the area using some magic insert thing here.
Magic tool here
And
and magic
yeah,
spell there.
he got the sense that there's some gold veins. That's one good thing. And he found some iron veins.
Need more nitra.
Yeah, no nitra. Sorry.
Oh,
He did not find a trace of nitrates.
do we at least get pearls?
That's ocean.
No. That would be sea exploration, and you could set up a means for pearls. You could set up a pearl farm, but again, that's stuff that you have to build the infrastructure for.
Is there an infrastructure for fishing? Because that'd probably be a good meat product.
Yeah, we'll say that is in the.
Dockyard? Or not dockyard.
Because you
wharf.
stated before that we suck at pasture at the moment.
Yeah,
And-
you have like. You could probably set up one farm for like
yeah,
cattle.
but
or
one
sheep.
farm does not make a reliable food source.
Well, depending on how many people you make here.
Yeah, I'm thinking realistically between all that, at least if you have some kind of seafood, you can move around and get different types
Yeah.
with different
Exactly.
benefits.
Let's say if y'all, we'll throw it in as the price for another. Do we have a?
Is there like an add-on for docks?
We'd say if y'all built another granary level of building, there's no real add-on
Is
for
there
dark.
a list for that
I'm just. Well, yeah. There's the building.
No, what's it under again? Oh,
There you go.
I am going to save you.
Yeah, I would suggest saving this tab because this is all the buildings and their prices. Remember, one building point is 100 gold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd say it's a level of like we'll throw it under quote unquote granary,
Wouldn't it
which
technically
is it's not an actual granary. I'm just saying that's the price of it for you to set up like a fishery. Because you already have the docks, but you don't really have the lumber to build more ships. You have a little bit of lumber, but not much.
Which is no reason why we need a druid. It's to
Yeah,
get lumber.
because lumber is a very high commodity. especially for shipping, because all ships require wood and they constantly require
Maintenance.
repairs.
a lumber industry would very much help you out.
Hello there, Airplane. Welcome to the stream.
Granny's 500 gold in a month.
Okay. I got some food.
Yeah.
We
Granary is
6,633.
well, yeah. All your buildings have been built. So you
Yeah.
currently have the mill, the mansion, the dock, an herbalism building, and a dockyard. Wait, didn't y'all say y'all wanted something else built?
I think there was something
coulda
about a
s-
church. or a
Yeah, I know y'all said y'all wanted the
temple.
church built, so let me add that in.
Either the church or
Like the baby's first church or whatever that is. Temple thing. Shrine.
shrine,
Chapel.
Yeah, the shrine is y'all bet the shrine.
because the shrine is kind of a multi-purpose thing.
Yeah, it's an undevoted shrine.
It's just
I know that was
just a totem in the woods somewhere.
well, it was small enough for y'all to build. And I know the people asked for a tavern as well.
Mhm.
Y'all did build the tavern.
We really don't have any type of good for liquor. So
Your people have been buying it.
Mm.
You've been supplying some funds to help them out with all those goods.
so a percentage, so like a good percentage of whatever we make off the sale goes to them, pretty much.
Yeah, and it's been about
Wait a minute.
what?
We grow wheat, right?
Yes.
Grains. We can make
Yep.
beer.
Not very good beer.
No, you can make Hefeweizens and most of the other stuff like that, and depending what type of
And
grain.
you do have
corn,
an herbalism building, so yeah, we'll say that's also been your distillery.
And then also corn counts as a grain, and corn can turn into whiskey.
So you have had the means to make alcohol. So that's another good that you have for long voyages that will help.
Yeah, if we have
watered
grains,
down
we have
alcohol.
access. We have
Mhm.
access to beer,
Which won't really go bad.
ethanol,
And it's hard as hell to poison.
and all stuff like that.
So
So we'll
let's
have
add
access to that.
let's add another tab to the island status. So your produced goods. You have grain, corn.
Like, corn is a type of grain, though.
Yeah, but let's specify because grain is
Like, are you counting grain as only like oats, barley, wheat?
Cereal grain,
Yeah.
I think, is what he's specifying.
yeah.
Doesn't corn technically count as cereal
No.
grain, though?
No.
You have the means to make beer. You can't make it in like high quantities. It's mostly just for your island's inhabitants, so you haven't been shipping it off.
Well, we can't make much of it, so
It is counted as a cereal grain. Cereal grains encompass wheat, millet, rice, barley, oats, rye, treacle, sorghum, maize.
Okay, so we'll just leave it as grain. Boom. And yeah, you designated a little section of your fields, which you have enough fields to produce.
good amount of stuff.
Yeah. As of right now, your island's population is currently at 70.
Mhm.
So, and you have, let's say, 4 fields. One field can produce enough for 50 people. How's that sound? Any complaints?
No, sounds about right to me.
Mm-hmm. You could expand the fields, but again, you're going to start losing some space for other things.
Mm-hmm. We would have to plan the field placement as the
FIELD or
population grows.
FEILD?
Field.
Yep.
Sorry, I was finishing my dinner.
No, you're good. 4 fields, and yeah. So you're currently producing enough for 200 citizens. So you've been selling the access. And storing away other goods. But yes, your mill has been very much a big help to getting those goods done, instead of people basically milling it themselves in their own houses.
Which gets kind of tedious and people get kind of cranky.
Yeah, and the Yanti they've been a little bit more standoffish. Like, they're just not used to different people. And the families were a little bit weirded out when these tribalish people came off of your boat.
They're probably like, where the fuck did they find these people this
But
time?
they have been a great help with their improved strength in the fields. The chieftain pretty much... The chieftain kind of ended up somehow becoming elected as mayor of the town. He's not sure.
Man's got some experience, I guess.
Like,
Are we ending up with a slime sun problem now?
but
Or
he very much
he's-
defers to Morgana when it comes to like rulership of the entire island. But like, he was elected one night in the tavern. Y'all got called down there, and you went in, and apparently, like, the chieftain was very nervous. And he's like, apparently, I am now mayor of the people. I'm not exactly sure what a mayor is. I was explained it is like a chieftain, but not a chieftain. I still defer to you for rulership, but I am now in charge. Apparently, it was decided by a drinking contest, and this man cannot be poisoned. So he won.
Oh, ain't that some shit? Drinking contest, you win a village!
Well,
Congratulations, you are now mayor.
I mean,
I'd like to think it's like
the
one
only
of those
people
game
that cannot be poisoned is literally Kill and the chieftain, pretty much.
I think I have poison immunity or curse immunity as well.
Mayor Dark Scales. That is his name.
Why not?
Well, because if you actually look at his back is actually covered in darkish, ebony-like scales.
Has a ring to it.
I apologize for any frogs who hear it. It has been raining.
You're good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you look at the island status notes, is there anything that I have forgotten?
Is that a separate window I don't got?
It's under notes.
And then island status. No mention dog herbalism dockyard.
I know you built the shrine in the tavern because the people wanted it. So
yeah, even
how
though we
much
kinda
did
have
I
to
say per
import
month
our
each
ales.
citizen is worth?
I have way too many other numbers in my head to remember that.
Probably not a lot, but maybe my guess. Since, well, we're not taxing them at all.
Well, I still need to put it on there.
Just in case.
Income. Let's say each person is worth 5. Well, actually, let me go to the let me go to the Dungeon Master's Guide.
Let's do 2 just on the safe side.
Yeah. All right. So 2 gold per citizen, which basically gives you. Let's see. You have 70, so that's 140.
Yeah, 140.
But you've been waiving that due to not 100%.
underdeveloped.
Hmm.
So wait, are we
Heavily.
flat taxing them, or are we taxing them based on like actual income base?
I don't know. What are
we're
you
not-
going to do?
Depend. How much of an asshole do we want to be?
Not, in my opinion, because, well,
Do we want to do bracketed taxing then, based on income?
uh,
Because
whatever
these
you-
are technically your employees right now. So you've waived your income.
Should we just
For the
start?
time.
Because
If they're our employees, should we just give them like company tokens now so that can't be used anywhere else? Make them work at the company store.
I mean, technically they do.
Mm-hmm.
We don't really have a company store though. We're not making them work in a mine or nothing yet.
You have them working out in the fields, for crying out loud.
Yeah, but if they don't work them fields, they don't live. So, kind of a mutual use.
Well, one field can feed 50, and we have 4 fields, so that's equivalent to 200 people, so...
There it goes. Between adventures, downtime activities. I think that'll cover.
Downtime activity: getting completely shit faced and waking up in a ditch.
Well, I'm trying to find like how much it is to how much is it to live as like an average person a day?
I don't know what. I think back for
I think it might be in the player's handbook if y'all want to check.
1500s England was like a shilling and a bit.
Well, there's actually like a list of like how well you want to live.
Library, basic rules, player's handbook, reference manual.
It's like if you were to like, it's under like taverns is what I was gonna, or like for like your sleeping arrangements.
Uh, expenses, price per day. Squalid, poor, modest, comfortable, wealthy, and aristocratic.
Yep, there we go. Can you link that to me? Just
Uh,
I think share, right click, share page.
when I right click, it doesn't give me an option to share page. Can I just drop it into the window thing?
Yeah, sure. Just drag it into the chat window.
Only records which you own can be shared.
Okay. What page is it on in the PHP?
I went into the player's handbook, and then I went down to appendices. I think it was index. I went player's handbook, index, and there's a thing called lifestyle expenses,
Boom. Thank you.
and that opens up a whole expenditure window.
Okay, so
Modest
yeah,
is
so
one,
modest.
but comfortable is 2.
All right, so yeah, so basically to pay your employees, you could. That's how much you're going to pay them per day.
All right.
Which technically everyone is. So we're saying your taxes on them is 2, but how much would you pay them back?
Like in social, like upbring campaigns and stuff
So
like
basically,
that?
this is per month how much they would need to like how much you're giving them back in their tax money, essentially, because we're doing it on a monthly base, not a yearly base.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Because
technically,
these are
wouldn't.
technically per day, but I'm doing month because our campaign covers a lot more time than just per day.
Mm-hmm.
So what? Do you want to multiply it by 30 every time?
No.
No.
We're just gonna say 1 gold per month.
Yeah, this covers their expenses. Gold is a little bit more valuable here to keep price inflation from happening.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Because most transactions for like most of the stuff that y'all buy is adventure level stuff, so your stuff is way more expensive. But the average person lives on like silver and
Mhm.
copper.
Yeah.
Normal people, just like if you go to like any like
third world country.
or Renaissance era reading, no one is actually trading gold pieces as an average serf.
Ooh.
No one. They're mostly using copper or sections of gold piece.
You walk into a store, they see you're an adventurer, they quickly swap the signs from silver to gold.
Pretty much. Like if you were to buy like average working tools, they're cheap.
Mm-hmm.
But your stuff is of a higher quality because you need it to go through dungeons and other things.
And kill
Like-
undead and
Exactly. Your stuff is built to last better than the average person. Like an average hand axe is dirt cheap. Like
It's
Harbor
so-
Freight.
So essentially, what it is it's like buying like master shit, like the Mastercraft brand, which is like the absolute fucking
Yes.
cheapest of cheap, instead of buying like a full proper like Makita tool or something like that. Something that's actually.
Exactly.
Akita, Milwaukee.
I found
The
Makita
wall-
tends to have better.
Think of your name brand shit. They're shopping at Walmart. You guys go to Target or
Ace.
yeah.
I
Or,
work
uh,
at an Ace.
I purposely go to a place that does nothing but tools. That's all it does. There's no extra supplies. It's just tools.
Yeah. So
And-
think of it like that. That is basically how the
And the
world
places I
actually
buy my
works.
tools from, you actually have to prove that you're a professional to actually shop there.
Mhm.
So,
So-
I actually have to show my ticket to say that I am a carpenter.
All right.
and I
So
can
here's the
shop.
question: how much are you paying these people per month?
They're living a modest lifestyle, pretty much.
Modest lifestyle is 1 gold per month. Comfortable is 2. Wealthy is 4. And if you want your people to be fucking stinking rich, 10 gold a month
Mhm.
minimum.
I'd put them at 2 or even like 1.5 just to make them.
I'd put them
Not-
probably at,
You can either do comfortable or modest, not in between.
I would say 2 at the moment because we don't have everything. We don't have all the infrastructure set yet.
Okay, so
That
And we're
puts
not
them at
even-
comfortable.
Yeah, because they're basically kind of using their own funds to supply
Oh,
what
damn.
they need from
I
trade.
need to keep that page listed.
So for 70 people at 2, that'd be 140 gold a month.
Yeah, so basically that's why you've waived your expenses. You've waived their taxes, which would be 2. That's just flat. We're just charging your people 2 gold a month to basically getting the island safe for them. But you're also not paying them right now either. So you don't have to worry about
Well-
expenses.
Mm.
Tracking?
Mm-hmm.
Well, technically, taxes are raised not only for protection but also infrastructure costs and
Yep.
maintenance of public use. So I would like to think that we're following the British way of handling pubs, pubs are considered public property,
Yep.
which means all your taxes are paid to make the pub work. With that said, do we have the same rules that old England had for pubs?
But when you
Whereas-
see a shilling in your on the bottom of your mug, you're enlisted.
Actually,
No.
so
what happened in England is that pubs were considered civic centers, so at any point in time, an official could come through and designate it as like a court or any other thing, or headquarters, or a local magistrate's office at any point needed.
You know how we have an amendment against soldiers cannot quarter in your houses?
Mhm.
It's basically for that.
Which I think we have.
Yeah, you do. You did actually put that under your list of laws, which I need to basically make a link to that to put into your. I need to
Well,
save a document.
I threw it together. No one's actually read it properly or ratified any half of it.
We'll do that one session when we get more of your party together. How's that sound?
Yeah,
Or,
since Naz kind of on vacation and B-Run has family over.
Yeah, he's got family till Tuesday, so next week we'll have a B run.
Mhm.
All right. So your expenses. All right. Let's think your citizens. You don't need to pay them to live there. You're charging them to live with you, but your employees are like your actual crew for your ship.
Mhm.
so the best way to explain that probably is people who work for us as a company, and then they're attached.
Their family. Yeah.
Does that mean we can tax the 5-year-olds?
Yeah. Well, I guess
Nah.
no.
Whoever's the next head of the household, you can. But
Hence why I put 20 untrained citizens.
which
Is
they
that
could be.
20 kitty links?
You might want to set tax brackets once you get more specialized people, like actual artisans living there, because you
Or
really don't.
actual trained workers.
Yeah.
Well, out of the 20, isn't part of that crew people and then their families, and then their families are
No,
getting shit?
that's the citizens is their family. You have 30 crewmen on your ship. So those are your employees. So
Oh, so they're not constrained into the general public then.
no,
No.
they're your employees. So that'd be 30. So no, not 140 gold per employee. Holy shit.
140 gold a month.
Well, no,
Or-
that's see that'd be 2 times 30, that's 600. No, wait.
Well, no, there's only 70 people. It's 2 gold a person. That's 140.
No, yeah, that's how much you're getting paid, and then your employees is your crew.
Which is
2G.
30, and we're paying them 2?
Yeah. 2 gold per.
So that would be 60.
Yep. Employee.
And how much are we making off of trade, technically?
It probably fluctuates pretty bad with the
So
market.
let's say you're currently making 4 fields, so you're using 2 of that. So a field feeds 50. So
And ideally, you'd want to have half a field for surplus in case something bad happens.
well, yeah, that's pretty much. Yeah, you've been
So
stocking
you have
up
2
food.
fields of extra.
So I need to look up trade goods. How much is grain? The things we should have talked about not in session. But you know what? This is part of the role play.
The joys
The next-
of country
the next
building.
Tristan, look up how much
question
a field is, and then I'm going to look up where's grain in D&D. How much is trade goods?
Well, I think the next big question you'd probably have to ask too is, how are you counting the grain? Are you counting by bushels, or are you counting by volume?
Bushels,
Bushel?
which is still also
And,
also a
Yeah.
measurement of
trade goods.
Let's
It's still
see.
technically volume, but it's
A pound
be
of
in the-
wheat. What do you want to classify it as wheat?
is there one that just says cereal?
Well, no, it just says a pound of wheat is typically 1 copper piece.
Is it anything but any other crops?
So if we do it in poundage, we could.
Where'd you find that at?
I googled it. It's off Roll20.
Oh, good. Cool. All right, so that's 1 copper, and then that's 1 pound. So how many pounds is 1 field?
How big's the field?
Or
Oh,
how many
it was a
how many pounds
harvest.
is in a bushel? First, let's find that. How many pounds is in a bushel?
56 pounds.
Oh, this one said
Okay,
60.
so
56
and
is
then one
no,
field.
one bushel
What's an
for
average field size,
six-
Tristan? Sorry, you're the
60
farmer, so
pounds. 60 pounds for wheat. So, depends on how. Like a small field is maybe 20 acres.
y'all have got some decent. So let's say some medium fields.
And
Don't ask me. Local fields here are in the hectare size, so. It's because it's flat as shit.
Sorry,
and
we use the
nothing
imperial
else.
standard here because we're American.
America.
I'm pretty sure acres and hectares are imperial.
I would say. I would say a median would be like 200 acres.
So one bushel.
So
One
that's
bushel of
60
grain, which is
copper
60.
for a bushel.
Okay. Is 60 copper.
Yeah, an acre is American.
Mhm.
66 feet by 660 feet.
So how many bushels would that be?
That kind of changes a bit, wouldn't it? Based on the growing conditions and how much you could cram in.
How
One
many-
bushel to an acre foot is 2.9 e negative 5 acre squared.
I'm gonna wait till the math is over.
It says an acre is the equivalent of 43,560 square feet.
And how many bushels in an acre of wheat? All right, so 37.1. So we'll just round it down to. I'll be nice.
37.
Let's say you have some really good land, so we'll say it's about 40 bushels, and your fields are how many acres?
200.
So 200. So 40 times 200. That's 8,000 bushels.
And you said there are 60 pounds per bushel?
Yep, for wheat.
60 copper per bushel.
Yep. So that means that, all right, I need a calculator.
480,000.
All right, so 480,000 copper. So
And what's
divide
the-
that by 100.
Is it conversion by 100?
4,800.
4,800. Jesus Christ, you make that much?
Wheat export business now open.
So you make holy shit.
Well, we're gonna have some rapid upgrades.
Wait,
Fuck.
but keep in mind though too is it's not all just wheat. Some of it's probably corn, and then barley
Well,
and
I was
other
using
mix.
We're doing
as a grain.
we're doing your grain. So I'm just doing a
Based off
flat
wheat.
number, not gonna wave it because that'll make it so you make 48.
I mean, it says flour. It does salt. It does iron. It does copper.
4,800. 4,800. Holy shit. So we're currently at
Fuck,
4,800.
we don't need to
gold.
adventure anymore. Fuck this.
Yeah, no, just manage a kingdom.
Yeah, fuck it. We're
All
just gonna
right,
work the
so
plantation.
but you're also having to buy fertilizer and stuff like that.
So that
I'm
kind of
going
rounds
to.
out as well.
Yeah,
Oh.
no.
Fertilizer, even in this day, is expensive to import.
And then you're
Oh.
also buying meats because you don't have any other meats.
Yeah,
So
we don't
need
have
cows.
meats. We don't have any
Pigs.
services for anyone.
Oh,
So if
we
anyone
have
gets sick, we
cows.
have to get the medicine imported for them.
Yeah, right
Uh-huh.
now it's expensive.
Probably
Like I said, we don't have infrastructure.
Whatever.
I'm just gonna say 4,000 gold because I'm trying to make y'all not have the fucking ramping up money.
I would say
think
half that. for expenses to import.
Well, realistically, with everyone there, plus all the food and stuff for them to give them a general comfortable living standard for all their shit they would need, plus all the stuff we can't get, how much money you say we made? 480 thou?
No, 4,800 gold. Because copper pieces are. You know what? Let's just take a 0 off.
4,800. Well, no.
Can I-
What I'm trying to say is that if you're making 4,800 gold,
I just don't want the numbers to ramp up that much. That's the thing.
Well, you could also
Just add to
down
0 to
the,
everything we buy.
Wait. You good?
Yes.
So with all the other expenses we have, it's probably closer to 2,000 or 1,800. Because think of it, we're paying the people to do it, we're getting the fertilizer to do it, we need the seeds to do it, we need all the implements and equipment because we can't produce them ourselves. We need all the extra food and stuff to keep them so they can actually keep working the fucking fields. We need to keep them healthy and generally good together.
and we're also paying the merchants to get the shit there.
Yeah, and we're paying transport costs, which is probably an absolute ass and a half because it's a week to the fucking Espon city-states.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
So
I'm
we're
taking
losing probably between half and 60% of our stuff is going to transportation and living costs for employees.
Yeah. So that's why I was going to take half of that away.
So we're essentially 2,000, 1,800.
Or 2,400.
2,400.
Plus, realistically, on top of that, we should probably keep some of that as save goods and the rest of it for ourselves.
Yeah.
So we should break that 2,400 into 1,200 sections. So 1,200 goes into saving, 1,200 is usable cash.
Mm-hmm. And this is a course of a few months, so
savings, and
we're making
you've been on the island for 4 months right now, so we'll update that to
4,800.
Yeah, you've saved up 4,800 for basically building cost of the expenses, and y'all have got 4,800 in your inventory
on top of what we had.
Yeah.
And I'd say take half of that and throw it into some kind of mattress or something.
Or in a big box for Stuart and Mayor to use.
Well, that's what your savings for your island is currently 4,800 gold.
Mm.
Is that part of our party inventory, or is that
no?
a separate box?
That's separate box altogether. That's what Morgana keeps track of.
Is that a thing tucked in the corner? Oh, yeah, it is.
Mm.
But yeah, that's what it's. If you look at the island status, you have 4,800 gold in savings, and Jesus Christ, God, y'all have so much gold. That's why I'm thinking of taking a 0 off. I'm taking a 0 off everything because this is getting way too expensive. This is getting way too much money. I'm sorry. That's my decision. You can hate me for it later, but I'm taking a 0 off everything.
All right.
So does
Just
that
like
mean
they take
everything
a
gets
0 off in
inflated
Warhammer
now?
during planetary invasions.
So
Yeah.
we're getting less money and prices are getting inflated again?
No, you're basically if you look at your island status. So I changed it to one bushel gets you 6 copper. You're currently making 480 gold per. Your random expense is only 240 gold. Your so basically right now your island run right now is 300 gold per month. And all of that, even you still have made in your savings, you're still at 480 gold plus.
All right. That sounds more reasonable than what our number was before.
Yeah. And this is over 4 months. You've made 480 gold, and your party inventory has also gone up 400. So you're currently at, or 480. So your current party inventory is at
37,000.
Yeah, 7,000.
That'd be like 71.
Yeah, 7,070. Yeah, 7,073.
All right.
No, wait. That's 7,000. 100 and 113.
33.
7,113. That's where your current gold is.
All right. So we done with the infrastructure?
That is infrastructure done. Sorry about the delay on that. That took a good chunk of time.
45 minutes.
Yeah. We had to figure that out because those numbers need to be done. I will say that to anyone who is watching this. I am sorry that took so much time, but that did need to be done, and I didn't want to do it on my own and not without the player's consent. So, continuing on. Kill, you just received a letter from one of the trade boats that came in. It's from your mother, because you had left basically a notice of contact while you were in the city-states for it. I am no longer here anymore. Forward all mail to this area.
Mm-hmm.
So, the letter reads, Kill. We need you to come home. It is time for you to uphold your duties as a member of this family.
Hmm. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. Signed. What did I name her? I named that character. Ah, yes. Kalendra Elmcharger, matriarch, Elmcharger family.
Kill mumbles under his.
You were named after your mother.
Mm-hmm. Kill just kind of wipes a brow, like a beat a sweat off his brow, and goes, "I knew this day was gonna come, but I didn't think it would be this soon. I guess we all have to face that day one of these days." This is in Sylvian.
Yeah, I know. So, all the rest of the party members are currently just lounging around at home. Y'all haven't received any work right now or any request for your aid. So you've pretty much just been lounging about as fat nobles.
Or
I just like to think there's just a pile of empty beer bottles in the corner. And I'm just laying underneath them, and the waifu bot's sitting there pristine in the corner, just waiting.
or cleaning up your mess.
Golomov has actually been. You noticed he sequestered himself more towards his room in the manor. Occasionally, he does get some visits from Morgana, and they discuss some things. No.
Yeah.
No nightly visits. Kongol,
that we've noticed.
what have you been doing? In your, let's say it's been 4 months off.
Teaching local militia.
Okay.
Yes, we have local militia.
Yes, actually, you do. Especially, what was her name?
I'm trying to remember her name, dude. The other.
The Goliath. Yes, the fellow
the
Goliath.
Goliath. I can't remember her
Roll
name.
just a flat. Just roll a charisma check for me. Because I want to see some. I want to see if something happened here.
Let me find. Actually, charisma's up here. That +0 to charisma. Here we go. 8.
You tried to find some common ground amongst her, but she kind of was neutral to you for the most part. Not much interaction happened between the two of you.
You are no longer the harem protagonist.
It's fine.
Well, it's just neutral ground between each other, so therefore they haven't found something in common with each other. Yet.
There's still a chance to grow out your hair. Make sure it covers your eyes.
NPC?
Thalia Granite Shield,
Oh,
that's her name. Roll another one for me.
More charisma check. Better.
Surprisingly, though, you and Mortaris, your Minotaur crew member. Y'all hit it off fairly well.
Oh,
Can I just nonchalantly change these roles around?
Nope.
oh, he's in a gay relationship with the Minotaur.
Hell no. Battle Brothers.
But no, you and
He just sits outside your window at night playing Spanish guitar.
no, you and Mortaris actually, you start to realize a little bit more. Like Mortaris he's actually very self-conscious when it comes to his fighting skills, but he is very much he is reliable. You find that he actually does have some merit of good within his character. So go ahead and add +1 reputation with Mortaris to your character sheet.
Notes.
And then I need you to roll one more for me.
All the rolls.
Well, he's the only one who's training the guard, and there's only 3 of these characters. These 3 characters. Now, you and Rattletail.
I'm sorry, that was such a fun experience with Rattletail in the beginning.
Yeah, well, that already kind of cemented your relationship with her character. You're now like, she very much respects you as like the alpha male. You are the biggest and the strongest, and you've learned more about like what happened to her people and why she is very much like, there's Lizardman society very much is a survival of the fittest. And she is actually happy that she kind of found a strong, she keeps calling y'all a tribe, even though you're not a tribe.
Yeah.
But she is happy that she has found a strong tribe for her, what is little remains of her people. Because as what she refers to herself as an ascended one, it is her responsibility to take care of the tribe. And it does eat at her at times that the fact that she lost pretty much her entire group of lizardmen.
All right.
Did she
So
lose her
you're
group? And
currently at
did
Lose
she?
out on a lot of interest, gain a battle brother, and learn more about lizard folk.
Yeah.
Decent
So-
trade-off.
have you written down your reputation with Rattletail yet?
Not a defined thing, because we really didn't have a defined...
Add your reputation with Rattletail is 3 right now.
That put more Taurus at 1.
Yep. And all the rest of you have 1 with Morgana. Well, not Nil. Well, yeah, Nil, you've got 1. Congo, you have 1. Yeah, everybody gets 1. Kill, you're at 2 with Morgana. And B-Run's character and
where did I put this in my notes or?
yeah, just
Oh,
put it on your notes. Just put it in your notes. Just add another like reputations. Or
I just put like reputation.
yeah.
Kind of filling it out. You said Thalia Oakenshield or what?
Yeah, it's at 0.
I just adding names.
Yeah.
From people we'll have dialogue with later. Missed out on that +1. Darn you, rolls. Oh well. Such is the way lore works.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you have your letter kill. What are you gonna do? Sorry about that.
I'm guessing Congo, who is training with them out like in the courtyard out in front of the manor, or
Yeah, Kongol's outside. Golomov pretty much stays in his room. Y'all have noticed that a lot. He doesn't venture out much. Aside from like your meals that y'all have together, that is about it.
Kill makes his way back to the manor and tells Congo to meet him inside. He has something to tell everyone.
Okay, so you call basically a meeting of the crew.
Pretty much.
Uh-huh.
Alrighty.
Is everyone gathered around, I'm guessing?
Yeah, everyone came downstairs.
Kill pretty much holds up a letter. Granted, it's written in Sylvian.
Yeah.
But just a notion to say for him to pretty much introduce what he's about to say. Everyone, I'm guessing y'all pretty much know I'm a noble. Well, by now. And this letter was sent to me by my mother. That just came in on the trader that just came in this morning. And Gil just starts reading off what is in his letter and pretty much tells them that there's a certain obligation that he has to fulfill of being that of a noble. Does anyone want to ask what it is?
Sure. Explain yourself.
Yes, Mr. Amcharger. Is this something that we should be concerned with?
Probably. It is an arranged marriage.
Hmm. I'm not quite sure. What is there something we should?
It is a marriage between two noble houses.
Oh,
Normally,
I'm quite understanding. I've dealt with noble society a little bit with, and I was wondering, is there anything that we need to be aware of? Are you going to go through with this marriage? Is this something you can decline?
sadly, not really. I could, but I'd be disgracing that of my family, and being a centaur, that is something I do not wish for. Our namesake is pretty much what defines us.
Hmm. So we will get you to this marriage. I assume we're heading to your homelands then.
That is guaranteed. Whether it be with you or I would take the next transport out.
Well,
How likely are they to try to kill us?
If you are on your good behavior and you don't foul anything up, I believe that it'll go quite smoothly and no one will be hurt.
Then can we leave the loud one here?
yes, I think it is for the best. I've noticed a little,
Paranoia?
well, unfavorable behavior, especially towards your individual race from our newest companion.
Except he didn't know that I'm a royal. Granted, it would mean that he would have to hold his tongue, but being a centaur royal has some liberties, but not many compared to that of an elvish royal.
Hmm. Well, I suggest that we take a minimalized group to prevent any altercations with your people. Maybe they might not want to see our entire consortium traveling to the lands. If I remember correctly, the elves are not very opening with their borders.
That is true, and I would say that is a good choice in movement as well. Well, they are also kind of pokey stick would be another word for them, since they like to. Well, if they don't like you, they kill you. If they tolerate you, well, killing you would be second on the list, other than asking you where you're going. But hopefully none of that happens. So, who all wishes to go to that of the Elvin Triumvirate?
Well, you have my assistance.
That I'm
if
most
you
grateful
request
for.
it.
I don't see why not. I have given enough instruction to the militia for now.
Very well. Miss Nil, well, if you're not 3 sheets of wind as normal, how about you?
What was the first part? That's something wind.
3 sheets of wind.
Oh. I've heard the term pickled, but I don't know. Knife-eared people can be kind of pricks.
Not all, but some. More than others.
I have a fairly strong feeling they probably don't appreciate my kind.
Now, many of your kind have not been to that of the Elven Triumvirate, but
Kill, roll a history check for me.
history? Alright.
History. You know that the Elven Triumvirate, basically they locked away their borders after the Legion invasion because they were some of the hardest hit by the Legion invasion.
Mm.
So their approval of
Tiefling.
what they consider Legion and Legion influence is not very high.
So they'll probably kill Nil on sight.
No, they're not going to do that. But you do have a little bit of say because you are going here on an official. This is your homeland. One, you are a noble, not the highest of standing of nobles, but you are a noble. So regular populace will treat you slightly better.
I
But-
ask question.
Yes.
So I had to step away for a few seconds there.
Mhm.
Did they say what type of noble he is? Or what is kind of happening?
Kills a
Well-
centaur noble.
Yeah, he's a noble.
What level?
He's above commoner, but he's not
He's not like
Baron?
a high standing noble. No, he's not like a baron.
A baron's like the baby level.
Oh, well, is he
Duke.
baron? Oh, Duke is what I was thinking. Yeah, it's
Duke
basically
is
a
like
barony.
right below king.
Yeah. Think of
There's
him as a
Duke, and then
baron.
like Viscount, Count, and you start getting into like Marquis, and you start getting way down in like very bottom before you hit like merchant is baron.
He's a baron.
And barons really have like next to nothing except maybe the ownership of a town. They're the same level as like a burgomeister.
Yeah,
No.
he's a baron. He's a baron.
He, since killed, family does own land and has a
Yeah.
house.
He would be the same level as the burgomeister. Then.
Yeah,
the
he's a baron.
burgomeister is essentially a baron.
Mm-hmm.
The Elm Chargers are a barony.
I think the next step up would be a marquis.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start getting into counts and viscounts and all weird shit.
Yeah, no, he is not that high. He is a barony. They are a minor noble family. They are a noble family, but like
They're
they're
not
not coming to
well-known.
court every single time unless it's like an entire meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, it's probably not. Barons generally don't get invited to a whole lot of shit.
No.
Unless it's wartime, then
Well, yeah, then you have to bring up numbers.
mm-hmm.
The only thing lower than him would be an item.
Or knight.
Actually, yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah. He's a family of knights.
So it'd be a item then?
Yeah.
Which knight still owns some land.
Yeah, but you're below a baron.
Mm-hmm.
You own like a town and the surrounding environs thereof. Is
Yeah.
Basically, you own the town and the general parish of said town, and that is it.
Yep.
So
Hence why you're being the married son, because you're the only one that actually took up the martial trade.
mhm.
So wait, I kind of missed a bit. So Mr. Horsey's getting married?
Yeah.
That is correct.
I think we might want to wind out Miss Nil a little bit and make sure she becomes sober before we arrive at the Elvin Triumvirate.
I'm not that shit-faced.
Pulls out a mirror.
As I drag myself out of like an entire...
Kongol just sneaks his trunk over to her and moves the beer away.
Oh no, I just sit out of my chair that's made out of empty bottles. It just clanks and rolls across the floor, and I'm like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
But yes, you have Mr. Kongol, I believe. Do you have any objections to accompanying Mr. Elmcharger?
Shinzai,
Yep, sorry.
do you
Cut
wish
out a little bit.
to accompany Kill to the Elvin Triumvirate?
Yes, I already said I would go. Sorry.
No.
He was before you kept going on about
Alright.
my drinking habit.
So
Yeah.
your the current
Plug in.
party that is actually going to go is going to be because we might have him next week, and he's the de
Basically
facto
the ship
navigator.
captain.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He's the drivey boaty person.
Yeah. So
Golemov.
Gammon is going to help
Gammon.
navigate the ship. Nil, Kongol, and Golemov.
I'm
And
essentially
Kill.
just the resident lawyer that just sleeps in the background and gets completely shit-faced after trial.
Yeah. So that is the crew that is currently going to go. Lindell is basically going to sit it out, and so is Red Thor.
Thank fuck.
It'd
don't want
probably be a
another-
bad idea for Elendel to go anyways.
We don't need another meat puppet incident.
He did make some comments about I'm not wanting to go see a horse wedding, and he walked out.
Mm-hmm.
And Red Thor was like, I need to go make some contacts with the
Osborn.
guild. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Julian
the
Guild?
Julian Guild.
It just sounds like we're saying hooligan.
I know.
The guild's just a bunch of football hooligans.
It's a bunch of, they're really good they really like rugby. They've sponsored a team.
Oh no, even worse. It just sounds like a whole bunch of Manchester United fans.
Julian!
All right, let's continue on, please.
Okay. So you gather up your supplies. You notify the crew. They start prepping the ship, knocking off some of the barnacles and such, and you sail to the Elvin Triumvirate. You sail for quite a few days. It takes a bit from your island to get there. Roughly about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Like
At
5,
least-
6 days.
At
Yeah,
least
about a week. Yeah, it takes you about a week to get there. It's a pretty uneventful voyage, mostly because I don't want to do encounters for it right now.
Hey, we
So,
got one.
Would I
There's
know?
only 3 of us anyway.
Would I know of a port that we can pull into?
Yeah, there's a port. Mostly, luckily enough,
I would
your
say
family.
port's like right there. Does that
Yeah.
make a good port?
Yeah, there's a port towards the south that you pull into. I don't have a name, and I'm not going to name one.
We'll name it later.
Elf Town.
It's a port. Just say the name you cannot pronounce.
Silverdale.
'Cause It's an Elven.
Silverdale Port.
Is it right next to?
It's the major trade port for the elves with the Ospan city states. Well, it's their major trade port on the western coast. As you're pulling in, you do get stopped by a couple of elven caravels.
Yay, customs!
As you pull, they pull in and they stop you and God, what is his character's name again? Gammon. Gammon's like Kill. Might need your assistance up on deck.
Kill
We've
goes
got
up on deck.
Yeah. So the ships pull alongside you. They do have weapons pointed at you right now.
Kill, make sure that his amulet is pretty much out in the open, just in case.
And most of their navy is run by sea elves.
Water knife ears.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, there. What brings you lads on to the Elven shores? How can we help you?
Oh, you did decide to make them random British, didn't you?
I am Kill Elm Charger. I am heading back home. I'm due to family business.
Oh, yes, we received words that you would be coming home, Sir Elm Charger.
May I catch your name, sir?
I used to go open up her name. And
I fucking hate you.
Just say that I get his name, and
Elf
you can
number 262-3, part 3.
just say I catch his name, and I nod him. Thanks for. Just do that.
Yeah, you got his name. Because I'm trying. Oh, you can call.
Insert name here.
I am Captain Seawind of the Gilded Lady.
Thank you.
Will you be needing an escort into shores, sir?
I don't believe so, sir, but if you wish, you can. But that is up to you and what your orders are.
Well, as you know, my job is to make sure that our waters stay free of most taint, as he looks over at Nil.
Hi.
I would ensure that most of your company stays with you.
That they will.
All right. And you make your way into port. It's a nice port city. You do notice that it's predominantly elvish. There's a couple of furbolgs and centaur walking around, but they seem to be very much in the minority. It's mostly sea elves manning the port. You do see a couple of wood elves doing a little bit of work here and there. You do see a high elf, and he looks like he might be the dock master
Alright.
because he has a ledger and he's basically doing inventory on all the ships that are coming in. Your ship does stick out like a sore thumb because it is not of elvish design,
And it's
Mhm.
really, really
and
tiny.
most people are looking at you. Except for like most of the crews for the ships, they're pretty much not paying you too much notice. They do give you a second glance, but that's about it. But most of the people there are looking at all of you.
So what you're saying is we showed up to like a car show with a Honda Civic.
Yes. All right. You make dock. What are you gonna do now?
Kill goes back down below, grabs his armor that he's rolled up in out of a linen cloth and his weapons that are sheathed and all that, and starts put them on his back.
Okay.
What does everyone else do?
Well, the glory of not wearing armor, I just wait for kill to get done.
And Kill makes sure that he has his coin purse just in case.
I don't know. I just imagine I'm just sitting on deck in my fucking weird ghillie suit thing with my horns poking out, tinkering away with something.
Uh-huh. You do notice, like, roll a perception check, everyone.
Oh, that reminds me to sit up.
Just a moment.
I see nothing.
Perception. Where are you?
Right above performance.
Whoop. That is the wrong button. Gotta remember how to do this.
Best out of everyone.
Just screwed up that 8.
Well, I mean, you're up on deck
Nil
watching.
and Kongol, you do notice that on a lot of the Elven ships, they don't have cannonade at all.
So no guns.
No, they mostly have ballistas.
Is there anything special about the ballista, or is it just like baby's first bullet stuff?
You don't know that.
Well, I mean, like,
Does
is there
anyone-
anything like weirdly strapped to them? Is it just ballista?
Other
Is it
than
the
that, they're a different
Onager?
design that you normally use. That's all you know.
Does anyone
Okay.
want to ask Kill?
Yeah, Kill might know.
Honestly, in this position, I think we'd figure out that he probably already noticed or knew. Realistically,
No, he's not paying attention to that. He's more of making sure he looks.
making
Presentable.
sure Mr. Horsey looked pretty,
Yeah,
combing out his
Kongo's
mane,
not too
and
worried about it.
doing whatever.
he's making sure his horseshoes look good, and
Yeah, he's like polishing his horseshoes and
You
Nice
make me
new
sound like
cologne
a
that he
fucking
got.
Spartan in a fucking dress uniform. God damn.
huh?
Make me sound like I'm in a Spartan in dress uniform. God damn.
You're a noble. You're going to go do noble things. You are making sure that you look good.
Mm-hmm.
You have
Yeah,
to look the title.
like
It's not just
to be
being your title right
specifically,
now.
as someone who's done a lot of British and European history, what sounds like is that you're going to a white tie affair, which is 1,000 times more formal than anything you can think of.
Mm-hmm.
Because white tie is normally associated with diplomats meeting rulers. But most noble things that involve noble ceremonies are still considered white tie affairs.
But have you seen a fucking actually wedding suit in Kill's inventory? Other than maybe some dress codes and
Well, I
a
mean,
fucking
just
preacher's
Well,
uniform?
no, if you're following the British standard of white tie for a military official, it would be your military dress uniform with all decorations considered, as well as your tie would be changed and your cufflinks would be specially suited to the current situation of engagement, as well as any extra decorations that are warranted for the meeting. So, for example, if you're meeting another head of state or whatever, it would be appropriate to wear a gift or something you've gotten from said head of state or previous heads of state from said association
Or
beforehand.
family heirlooms?
Yeah, or something of good faith towards the person you're meeting with.
Well, I imagine we would go to like the Elm Charger estate first to announce our presence.
Mm-hmm.
Even then,
That's a bit of a travel because his family does not live on the coast.
and even then, depending who or what he's meeting with it's still considered a formal affair. It may not be white tie, but it's fairly still formal.
Well, Kill having minimalistic due to him constantly traveling, he's going to look as good as he can get within his current allotted kit.
You do actually have a bit of like nice clothes that you're wearing. Like it is basically your courtly attire. You just have never used it. It's sitting around in your backpack.
So it's very crisp.
Yeah. So basically, the formal attire for a knight would be. What period would we be following? 1500s, 1600s, something like that.
Basically, yeah, their culture style is more like 1600s, but the world's era is like
12.
borderline industrial revolution.
Okay, so if we're going between those two periods, the big thing would be he would have a doublet with a cuirass on front, which would be decorated indicate his rank as well as his decorations, generally on, I believe, the left side of the cuirass, as well as any adornments for his hat. So like he'd have like either a special hat or something that would fit with the doublet, and his pants, and I don't know what it would be for a horse, skirt or whatever you
It'd
want to call
be
that, would be matching of the doublet.
it'd
A
be
kilt.
something like a gamison that you'd put on a horse, but a little bit more fancy.
Yes,
Oh,
and it's based in colored in your house colors.
yeah, it would be heraldic for your colors for your
You
like,
have your house
doublet
sigil
and
in
everything.
place of where your medals would be, and underneath that is your symbol of helm, designating that your house comes first, and then you are a member of helm second.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But-
it is going to. You do know it's going to be like a 3-day journey from this port to your family's estate.
Mm-hmm.
How are y'all going to get there?
Do we have options of procuring a coach?
You can try. You need to go and talk to somebody.
I'm
Oh,
guessing the dock.
Or
I'm guessing the dockmaster is waiting for someone to pretty much talk to him.
Yep. Gammon has basically said, "I'm going to stay on the ship."
does the
As of
dockmaster
right
have
now,
a
he's staying on
question
the
mark
ship.
floating over his head, bright yellow?
No, there's not. There is an exclamation point that basically it's like, "Oh, talk to me." I'm going to stay with the ship as of right now and make sure that
Quest
the
marker.
crew maintains their best behavior here in the docks to not sully your name.
And also
And
make
all
sure
from Gammon.
that something doesn't happen in the town.
Yes.
Drunken
Basically, he's saying, "I'm
Verbal!
taking responsibility for the crew while you're gone."
For now.
He'll thanks Gammon, and then wishes he could come along, but if he's deciding to stay here and make sure the crew doesn't get rowdy, I applaud him for his decision.
Mm-hmm.
Kill walks out of the gangly plank and confronts the dockmaster. And
You watch it. He looks over at you and he's like, "Yes. How can I help you, sir?"
I'm guessing you're asking us for a fee for our parking of the ship?
That is usually tradition, as is requested. He's not even looking up from his book at you. So, what is your name, vessel?
Name, Kill Elm Charger, and what's the name of the ship again? Out of character.
Bluebird, something like that.
And the name of the
The
ship
Bluebird.
and the name of the ship is the Bluebird.
All right. The Bluebird. It is a
Sloop.
sloop vessel. All right. That's one fee. All right. And then we've got. Oh, yes. Foreign entity. There's another fee. All right, so that'll be 200 gold for docking fees while you're here.
Alright. Kill. This is in gold, right?
Yes, 200 gold, sir.
Alright. Kill grabs 200 gold from his purse and pretty much counts it out to make sure it's all there for him, so he doesn't have to count it later.
Thank you, sir. He takes the gold. I would request that your crew be on their best behavior. I do not like any problems amongst my docks. Am I understood?
I understand you perfectly, sir.
Especially from the lower races.
Don't worry about her. She's going to be coming with me while we go inland.
I just like this picture. I
Understood,
just
sir.
poke my head out, wearing my
Take
ghillie suit.
care. Your ship will be under good hands.
Thank you, sir. I hope
Next.
Gil just starts walking down past him to make sure that he's out of his way.
Golemov just leans over and he's like, "Is this the kind of behavior we should be expecting?" Well, not speaking. Goddamn.
Well, you know,
Just
the
hear Golomov's
telepathic
voice in
thing.
your head. He's just like, "Is this the kind of behavior we would be expecting from all of your people?"
Not necessarily. That's just high elves, dark ministers, for the most part. They take great care in making sure that they get things in a timely manner.
He's
I just kinda in the background and, like-
bastard, I'll say that much.
At least you weren't born here.
Oh, I see why you left.
Well, I also left for other reasons other than that, but let's see if we can't find transportation for you.
Yeah, because transportation for you, not a problem at all.
Nope.
Congo
You are the
shrugs. I can walk.
transportation.
Well, Raquel would probably be like, what, 2 days by himself?
About a day, actually.
It depends how clean you want to keep your uniform.
Mm-hmm. All right. So now y'all are trying to find transportation.
Well, horses are definitely on the bet because we got the Goliath, that's probably going to break the back of every horse, and an elephant.
Congo's probably going to end up just walking.
Yeah, you
Well,
can.
ideally, you would need like a wagon or something or a coach.
Probably a coach.
Well, I'm thinking wagon because we have a Luxodon and a Goliath, which normally wouldn't fit in a normal elf-sized coach, and I doubt they make something bigger normally.
No, the average elf is. They are a little bit taller than humans,
I
so they
couldn't
do
see
average
the
around about 6 feet. But
so
But they're still
ideally
not
I
as tall
couldn't
as
see it be
an
much
horse.
more than 6'8" for the inside of a carriage.
mm-hmm.
Because it's just enough to stand up without smashing your head and feeling like you're claustrophobic.
Yeah, and considering how wide Golemov is,
You would need a wagon.
yeah.
Alright, I guess we head to the nearest transport stall, I guess.
Well, luckily there's not one that far from where the dockyards are because of trade goods moving amongst the around the surrounding area.
I has a thought.
Mm-hmm.
Would I know if there's a possible guild building nearby?
No,
So there's
not at all.
Kill, maybe, but he doesn't really keep track of that, probably.
Well, no, I was just thinking, like, if my guild is a regional power, so I would think it would be
It's
the Osmond
only
City
within.
States.
Not
Yes,
here.
it's
Not in
only,
this nation.
only within the Osmond City States. It's not anywhere else.
That would make it a national only. We put it within the general region, so it should connect to the next nation over.
No. That would be it. That'd be a global group. Because you're going from one continent to another, pretty much.
And this is a very isolationist nation.
Mm-hmm.
They will do trade, but they're not letting anybody live here.
And that's what Congo asked if how likely they were to get attacked.
Yeah, no, they're not going to openly attack you. Like, if you were trying to roam on your own, maybe you'd have problems. But
since
Kill is here, yeah, they do. A lot of people do. Like, you notice, like, as you're walking to get to the trade area, or the basically the wagon station area,
Mm-hmm.
most people are getting out of his way, except for like high elves, which you watch as you very clearly you watch as he steps out of the way for them. Mostly, well, let me correct that. Mostly, it's the high elves that actually look like they're important. You watch as Kill steps out of the way of, but everybody else gets out of his way.
Mm-hmm.
It is very much not the Osmond States.
Very much not.
All right. So we get to.
It actually reminds you more of home, Kongol.
Yeah.
At least a form of home.
Yeah.
That's basically home.
There's a social structure here that
Yeah.
everyone adheres to. Nil, this is a new surprise for you. You are not used to any of this.
That's why.
But a lot of people do
quiet
like
most of the time.
sneer at you. You've been noticing every now and then, Nil.
Which is why Nil is directly behind Kill.
Yep. And I am keeping my weapon really close.
Kongol, you do get a couple of like nasty looks every now and then.
Blank stare back
Yep.
as I look down upon them.
Tiny human with knifey ears.
You notice it's
Teeth
mostly
mask.
Navy men, actually, that are looking at you that way, Kongol.
I can understand why.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. He tends to have a really good rapport with most Navy people. It seems
Well,
building up
Congo
his
wasn't
Navy
Navy.
harem.
Not amongst the elves.
Yeah.
There's bad blood between the two races.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kill has heard stories, but they're only stories. He hasn't seen that personally.
Yeah. That's one little fantasy trope I'm going to keep going. That elves and dwarves do not like each other.
Never.
Nope.
Alright. We get. Do we get a cart, or do we have to pretty much.
You do find a person manning a cart. And he is luckily heading toward. You've asked around. You have, not anyone else.
Mm,
You asked around, like, is anyone heading towards the Elm Charger estate in any shape, form, or fashion? You did find, like, a man he was dropping off goods, and he is heading back. That is where he lives.
does he.
He is a fellow centaur.
Mm,
He's a little bit more broad than you are.
so.
Probably more of a working class. And you watch as you come up to him, because you asked around, he bows low to you. He's like, oh, Sir Elm Charger.
Kill.
Or, well, actually, let's see.
Kill. Will replies bow. Oh, and asks him Mr. Rose.
Oh no, sir. Don't worry about bowing to me. I'm just a working man of the fields. How can I help you, sir?
Well, I am returning home, and I'm looking for someone to help me get a few of my companions there as well.
Well, there, sir. I believe I can help you there.
If you need any help, I can surely help you with anything you need.
No, sir. I'm a quite right man. I can do most of this stuff myself. I do believe your friends are going to be a little bit of a tax to get there, but my mom always said I was a strong lad.
And that
I
you
can
are.
walk.
That you are, sir.
Yeah, think of him like Kill is more of like a war charger breed of centaur.
Warhorse.
This man is like a warhorse.
Is it Clydesdale?
Yeah, he's a Clydesdale.
So he would tower over Kill easily.
Yeah, he's a bit bigger than you, not by much, but
And a lot broader.
yeah, his flanks are a lot more like he's used to carrying goods because, as you can notice, he doesn't have horses hitched up to his carriage.
Mm-hmm.
It's just him.
I kind of figured.
You're also the rest of you also notice, like, for some of the carriages, yes, there's horses. Roll a perception. Actually,
Everyone?
yeah, you can all roll a perception.
Let me find it again.
I ain't seen shit.
Nope.
Well, I saw something.
Yep. You and Kill both notice. You do see like a very fancy wagon and a what looks to be a furball for the coachmaster, and it's being drawn by what's the word? Unicorns.
Mm.
Sounds like pompous royal asshole.
Yeah. Well, you didn't notice. You're too busy fascinated just looking at this new centaur who's much bigger than Kill. You're just like, holy shit!
This Mr. Horsey's bigger than my Mr. Horsey.
Kill, but
No,
I'm
Congo
just
has never seen unicorns.
You
He
do
is
know
still
that
caught up by the pompous.
that's a sign of the royal bloodline. Mostly their private carriages are drawn by
unicorns.
unicorns.
And Kill would know this because, well, he's grown up here and had to deal with some of the
Yes.
shit.
But yeah, no, this guy he's big and strong.
Kill helps Congo and Nil get in the back.
Yep. And y'all managed to start making your way back towards your home. It's cut your travel about down to 2 days. As you're walking with this centaur, you find out his name is Lionel. He's been living on your lands for quite some time. He's a bit younger than you. Like, well, actually, how old are you? I forgot.
26.
Okay. He's like just entering adulthood.
So, like 20, 21?
Yeah. Actually, I forgot how the age of maturity for centaurs is.
Same rate as a human.
Okay, then yeah, he's about 18.
So he'd still be a young colt when Kill was pretty much training?
Yeah. You find out he's basically just a regular farmhand on your land. He's just taking the goods over to the port to go and sell them.
Kill does ask how the estate is handling. How's everyone else as well, since he's been gone for so long.
Well then, mate, I'm not too if I'm not being too forward there. Yeah, I believe your sister is made her way back home.
Oh, I didn't know she left, but then again, I've been gone for quite a while.
Yeah, she left about a few years back, and then she decided to come on back home. I guess not much has changed. Your mother's still as beautiful as the day you left, I would assume. She's a fine mare. Well, I'll give her that.
That she is. I mean, she had to deal with two older sons and I and my sister and myself when I was young.
Oh, that's just a proper centaur family. No problems there. And me, I've got 2 older brothers myself.
So how's the
But
common
you know,
folk?
they both decided to skip out on work and have me take the wares to the port.
That's kind of sibling passing on stuff to youngers.
Yeah, it's all right though. I mean, I get to see more of the countryside and get some good workouts in.
Well, so how are the common folk doing under that of my mother?
Oh, we couldn't be happy there.
Speak your mind.
As you say, sir. No, we couldn't be happier. We have had a couple of problems with a little bit of infestation from a little bit of the Unsully. You know, it happens every now and then. There's not much we can do. Kill, you would know that this Unsully are basically Legion touched Fae. Whereas the Suli are they're basically the light fae. They're more they're more tricksters and nice in general, like dryads and things like that. They're not there to really do too much to hurt anyone.
They're there to enjoy life, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, they do a good job. They just take care of the fields. I mean, you do know, like, if there's a dryad in any of your local woods, don't go cutting down trees at random because it's gonna usually be bad. But being Fey touch, they do usually leave your particular race alone.
Unless someone's stupid enough to mess with them.
I mean, you do have to worry about occasionally, once in a while, a child might get lost in the woods just because Wisp like to do that. They like to play around with children. And they don't mean any harm. It's just they
go overboard.
Yeah. They're like, hey, play with us. And they might get lost out in the woods. But they usually are very nice about helping to lead their way back home. Unsuli are a very different breed.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Lost connection with everybody.
Yeah.
Hopefully it reconnects.
Maybe. I haven't seen any message.
I see it on my end, but it just says waiting for connect. We'll if anything happens, we'll deal with it then.
It's probably host connection lost.
I'm still good for right now.
Yeah, you didn't get disconnected. It's only Tristan and Zeit.
Yeah, reconnect. Temp 1 failed.
How did my Soviet Kanakistan internet live?
I don't know.
Reconnected.
Yep.
Connected. There we go.
Host is running different version of client.
You're the host.
No, it was when you reconnected.
Oh.
You might need to update. Don't worry about it right now, though.
Not exactly hit the update button. If it happens again, I can update it.
Yeah. Continuing on, but yeah, no, we've had a problem with the Unsuli there. A couple of little tricksters were messing with the fields. They burnt down about a quarter of last season's harvest, so we've been having to deal with that there.
Damn. Did anyone get hurt?
No, actually, your mother did a really good job of rounding up most of the men, and we drove most of them off. Hopefully, they don't come back, but we don't really have the manning to venture after them. Don't really want to spend too much time in the Feywilds there.
And
bad things can happen.
And bad things happen, and also nasty things lurking some of them.
Oh, I mean, that's why we can't have your family around. Your mother did go on a crusade here recently, took a little bit of a bite there, but, she's doing all right.
What better?
Now I gotta look up NPC creatures that are Fey touched. Damn. This is what happens when you make up shit, kids.
I'll make you up shit as you go.
There we go. Faye. Oh, she took a bite from a. Nope, not that. She took a bite from a Korad.
There was a Korad nearby.
Oh, well, I mean, they do pop up every now and then. It's more the Unsully. We've been dealing with more issues from them here recently than normal, but that's about all.
Normally I hear them coming in packs, normally not one by one.
Well, I mean, she was going off to do, as the uncharged name is, Wardens of the Isles.
Yep. So, tell me about yourself other than your family, mother, father, and 2 other brothers. Tell me about yourself.
Oh, just pretty much I work the fields, that's all my life is, and uh, I plan to take over helping out my brothers when Dad finally retires.
Who is your father?
Oh, he's Turian.
Ah, Tyrion. Good man.
My favorite slave.
Oh yeah, he's always had good things to talk about your family. So he does miss having your father around, but
Yeah, I kind of miss my father being around as well. But probably another life, Tyrion was probably someone of high noble, probably another life. Just by how he
Oh.
cares of himself, sometimes.
Understandable there, sir. Yeah, it's a shame.
So what has happened along the coast recently? Has anything strange happened in the major port?
Uh, not that not that I've heard of there. I mean, a little bit of people have been coming through and uh, bringing some new wares. There was talk of some more raids from the orcs.
Hmm.
They've been getting more ambitious. Apparently, I mean, I don't know much about it, but apparently there's some new raider who's been riling them up more, been being a little bit more aggressive.
From what I remember, there's always at least 1, maybe 2 that come along every once in a while and riles them up, then goes away just as fast.
Yeah, this one's a little bit more stacked. This one's a little bit more in power, I believe. We lost a couple of ships, and the Navy's been on high alert since.
Normally it takes more. Normally it's orcs that lose like 5, 6 ships compared to.
Yeah, that's a strange one. This one's apparently really smart.
Hmm.
Been doing a lot. Been very successful.
That is kind of peculiar.
Yeah, their war band is actually pretty big.
Are they organized like proper troops and stuff? I wonder.
Oh yes, sir. Like, uh, that's all I've heard. Don't even really. I haven't heard much of the name. Apparently, no one lives to tell the tale if they encounter the war band of the Bloody Hand.
Wait, are we going to fight a wog?
Hmm.
War band, but I don't know. Are you?
I hope not.
I don't want to fight a wog.
What was the sigil on the side of the boat when we first captured it? Was it a red hand?
It was a bloodied hand.
Yay! Oh, we're fucked.
Kill pretty much says a curse word in Sylvian under his voice.
Yeah, it's a right tosser there.
No, I'm saying that because that ship that we came on had a red hand on the side of it before we pretty much redecorated it to look as it is now.
Well, then you should be proud there, sir. I mean, you gave him a right sort there. Stuck it to him. You should be proud.
Yeah,
Give
but
them
we
something to
didn't
go
go
walk
on.
for.
But we didn't do it without getting a few scrapes here and there. So they're definitely tough.
Well, I mean, You got the ship. I guess that's something.
That it is. But
All right.
But let's continue.
To
On.
get this going a little bit further, because we are in our last hour, and I would like for you to meet the family.
Before we're like 20 fucking sessions in, we still haven't got there because we're
Yes.
talking to every fucking rock.
Oh, so you managed to pack up for your second night, and y'all managed to make it to the Elm Charger estate. You do notice that this is not a big surprise for you, but I'm just for your character, not a big surprise. But the Elm Charger estate is actually fairly nice. You see a lot of fields. There is a modest like castle ish. It's not really a castle like you're used to.
Keep.
It's more of like a think of like a Viking.
Are we talking like a Welsh March tower house?
Yeah, think of something like that.
Because it's literally just a tower with a very small little bastion around it to keep the Welsh out.
No, think of more like a hilltop fort almost.
Oh, Mott and Bailey,
Yeah,
but not quite Mott and Bailey because Mott and Baileys are generally made out of palisade material.
yeah. It's got strong wooden walls with a nice stone base. So basically, to keep people from just like digging out from underneath them.
Or full on setting ablaze and shit.
Yeah, but it's a modest little nice place. I mean, his family's house is bigger than y'all's. Y'all can see that in the distance after you come out of basically the forest. You notice like outside of the actual cleared farmland, there's a lot of forest and trees sparse all throughout the place. You do notice that pretty much it's nothing but centaur here, like working the fields and living in the area.
See probably a few centaur or fillies running around here and there.
Yeah. You do notice like as y'all start going into town, yeah, nothing like that, but a little bit, yeah, that's too small. You do see one of those like on the outskirts of their land, pretty much, but it's more like a watchtower.
Yeah, so those in the 14th century would have been the standard like knight and noble houses for barons within the Welsh March and the areas of northern England.
Yeah. Take
And
a little bit more.
Later on in the 15th and 16th centuries, they were added on to and made bigger into proper manor houses. So that tower would be the central pyre, and then there'd be a wing either attached to the left or right or both, and the bailey a little bit expanded.
Okay.
But that would
Cool.
be like the central. The bottom would be an empty storage room. The second floor would be hall, and then anything above that is living.
Yeah. It's a bit bigger than that.
Yeah, so they probably started with that, and then you could tell that they just added shit to it.
Yeah.
So after
think of like a cross between that and like a Norse longhouse, almost.
Oh, so like on the northeastern side of England during the Danelaw kind of idea?
Probably. We'll go with that. Yeah. But it's very nice. You do notice a lot more influence from nature in this area. Like you can even feel like the air feels different in this area as opposed to like where you're all from. Like you can breathe like if you had allergies, they'd be going for a fit right now.
Kill
just with like the liveliness of the area.
Kill takes a deep breath and little puffs of steam comes off. Since it's probably early morning, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And Kill just
So
says in
glad I have cold resistance.
You do notice like a couple of the fillies, they like come like as y'all start entering the actual main town area, everybody like greets you and they're like, "Welcome home, sir. Well, welcome home." And they're treating you very nicely. Like they are a little bit. They're a lot nicer here. You've noticed than the people at the ports, who are mostly elvish.
And Kill,
These people are fairly nice.
and Kill pretty much replies to him, "It feels good to be home."
Yeah. And like a couple of the fillies, they run up and they like look at like Kongol and Nil and Golemov, and they're just like, "What are these things? Oh my god!" Like no one in the town's ever heard or seen of what a Goliath. Well, they've heard of Goliaths.
They never seen.
They are a little bit. So they are a little bit standoffish. But once you start acting all nice with everybody and everything else, just greeting them all, because they all start like asking things about you all. You did kind of explain to them that Golemov is a mute and can't really speak.
But Golemov just waves to him.
Yeah.
Miles and waves.
You do notice, like, Golemov kind of had to hide it, but as y'all were walking into the area, his eyes did do that weird ethereal green color flash as he looks through the area.
Green light, red light, green light, red light.
Yeah, he just like he just did that kind of like rigid scanning of basically everything.
He's activating his wall hacks. Just leave him be.
Yeah.
Can Golemov, in theory, read what Kill is saying in his mind?
Yeah, y'all can think very hard, and he can kind of, if he's tapping into you. So if you like give him like a nudge or something, and you think about something, he can go into your mind. He can't take thoughts from your mind.
But he can hear what we're saying, pretty much saying.
Yeah. If he's actually actively speaking to you, he can he basically has to open up the connection for you to type something in chat, and then he can read it.
Kill pretty much walks over and kind of nudges Golemov and thinks to himself and asks him, "So, what do you think of this place, Golemov?" And this is in his mind.
It is very nice. It seems like you grew up in a very nice home.
That I did. Well,
I hope that we do not embarrass you or anything. I do understand a bit of nobility, at least from the Osborne standpoint. Yes, I would most likely stay silent unless spoken to. I believe that is the proper courtesy.
that it is. But
And I hope that you express that to the others.
Mm-hmm.
It is refreshing, though. Your people seem nicer and more welcoming.
Well,
you have a good home.
Well, we centaurs normally try to be more open than that of our elvish cousins, so...
It shows. And he nods along as some kid's like tugging onto his... A kid is tugging onto his book, and he's like... And he like uses his trunks, like, no. And they're like, oh, look, he can use his nose!
Kill's kind of like going, no, please, don't do that, please. Please, you might make him a little angry.
And you've started to pick up on more of his mannerisms and like how he actually expresses facial expressions. So you do see a little bit of a smile on him. He's like, no, leave the book alone. You can usually tell it by like how his tusk kind of move when he's making a facial expression.
I'm guessing when he was talking to me, I'm guessing he was also laughing since he has the link still open.
Yes, he's in more jovial mood.
So he's
not his usual dour self.
So this is a lot more refreshing to him?
Yes. He's mostly more neutral on everything, but this is nice. It does look very nice. Nil, what are you doing? Because you do notice, like, a couple of girls, like, I'd say they're teenagers. they're like remarking on your hair.
Which is surprising because I shouldn't be able to see it because I'm wearing my ghillie suit.
Well, I see it protruding.
Oh, you are wearing your full ghillie suit right now?
Yeah,
Oh.
like I'm wearing my full like the elven boots, the ghillie suit, and I'm keeping my gun with me.
Congratulations, you're a walking bush.
To be rightfully honest,
I thought you were actually like I thought y'all dressed down for this. I didn't know you were actually in your full adventuring gear.
I kept my
Kill.
full adventuring gear because I don't feel happy about being here very much.
Congo has one style.
Yeah, no. You do notice like Lionel and like a couple of the other like young males are like they're coming up to you and they're like flexing and they're like, see, I'm almost as big. Almost.
Look at the size of my dink. Look at it. Was it the fucking Vegeta?
But like a couple
channel?
of them like came up to you and like gave some handshakes and they're like, yeah, ooh, firm, yeah. See. After they got over the whole like apprehension of like, oh, that's a Goliath. Oof. And he's carrying a very big axe.
Well, Kill would be carrying his sword at his side because, well, most you would normally carry.
Yeah, your
some
sword
sort
is
of
on your side, your lance is strapped to your flanks, along with your backpack.
and most of my armor.
But you wear more like a saddlebag than a backpack.
Well, it's a saddlebag with really big pouches.
Yeah. They are. A lot of people are curious about waifu bot. Like you do have to stop the kids every now and then, kill from like
Well, I just kind of
poking her.
picture that I'm standing there, essentially at battle ready, like the gun's not on my shoulder, but it's just kind of slung in front of me, just sitting there, not raised or anything. It's just not there. I'm not hand on trigger or anything. It's ready and easy to grab really quick.
Yeah.
And then I like to think that waifu bot's just sitting there like prim proper like maid just behind me in the corner.
Watching.
Yeah. You do notice a couple of kids have like gone up and they've been poking waifu bot. They're like, "Is it alive?" Waifu bot goes out. Master, I am being poked by children. What should I do?
Well, try not to kill them.
Nil, please refrain from hurting the kids.
That's what I told her to do, is not to kill.
But she still might break one of their legs, and yeah. So just have her do nothing.
Affirmative. Will not harm small life forms.
I guess that works. So what were you saying earlier about something else?
Well-
People looking at me?
Well, yeah, but you're the retcon that doesn't happen because you're still dressed up in your full ghillie suit. So all they can see is your face. But they do like a couple of girls. They do see like the hair that hangs down in front of your face, and they're like, "Kill." You know, like female centaur pride themselves on their hair.
Mm-hmm.
The more luxurious the hair, basically the healthier you are.
Mm-hmm.
Did my hair suddenly become anemic?
No, it's like you're not the like there are some females here with white hair. Like it's not uncommon.
Oh, so they're
But
not
they're-
used to seeing like platinum blonde kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, no, that is like no, yeah, that is unheard of. Unless it's an elf, so they're like
There's some.
Jill,
that
you
have-
hear them basically they're in Sylvan like, is she an elf? No, I don't think so.
Well, there's little holes for my horns to stick out.
Oh yeah, it's true. It's like, no, I don't think she might be a druid. No, that's weird. But I mean, look at her hair though. She's like, oh, I wish I had hair like that.
Kill just kind of smirks to himself after hearing that. And kind of just thinks to himself, if only they knew what she was. And how senile she could be sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, like,
Oh.
do I notice them doing this, or am I just more or less just there?
Roll a perception.
Tabby, clicky thing.
Yes, you do notice them.
Oh,
You do notice a group of girls, basically teenagers, and they're like staring at you and whispering amongst themselves.
but I don't
You don't
hear
know what
anything
they're
to say.
saying.
Oh,
Gil
so they're
does.
speaking in Elvish
They're
No.
speaking Sylvan. Yep.
or whatever it is.
Which you
yeah.
have heard Kill say, but you don't know what it is. What they're saying.
Secure. Just want to check something.
Yeah, because I don't think anyone speaks Sylvan other than Elendel.
No, no one speaks any of my languages at all except Common.
No. Yep.
Are all kind of a diverse.
Yeah. Our
Go
folk
team
are-
diversity.
Well, I don't even think
Yay!
Elendel speaks Sylvian, I don't think. Because he has something else, I think.
Oh,
Mhm.
never mind.
What? What's up?
No, I was just about to say, how does an elf not speak Sylvan? But then,
He's not an elf.
Oh.
Well,
I guess as a general response, I just kind of sit there, look around, like in Infernal. I'm just like, I really don't like here.
When you say that, a lot of the people do step back.
Kill just goes, Nil, please speak common or don't speak at all. And keep your voice to a whisper, please.
It was a whisper though.
they have very good ears.
Oh yeah, then let me roll something here.
You know, like I was just sitting there, like as a mutter to myself, just kind of like, kind of don't like being here. People are staring.
You pull your cloak down harder. Yeah, they didn't notice. Sorry. Retcon that. But yeah. So he's let y'all off the wagon. Y'all been socializing with basically the people in the central town area.
Kill thanks him for helping us.
Quite sir. Always here to help.
Do you wish for a payment? This will just be for you. And
No,
you
sir.
can't say no.
No. I rightly refuse.
Alright. That's your choice. But alright. Kill just puts his pouch away.
It was an honor to help the Elm Charger family.
Kill's been around. I've been around too many.
You do see his brothers come up to him and are like, you're hanging out with an Elm Charger? I know. He's actually not that bad. He's nothing like his brothers. Which you understand that as being
Mhm.
like, or he's nothing like his siblings. Sorry, because of who your or how your siblings act.
Well,
as opposed to
Kill's
you.
been around so many other species that he's kind of had to adapt
Yeah.
because his title means nothing outside the Elvin Triumvirate.
Yeah. So, continuing on, you go to the central manor. The guards see you approaching, and they stand at attention.
Kill will pretty much does a motion to let him be at ease because he knows that because standing at attention is so fucking bad on their spine.
Your mother is waiting inside, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And they open up the door for you,
Thank you,
bowing as you walk through.
Kill bows as he goes through. Well, as a gesture of thank you.
Oh, it's more of a nod. You don't give them a full bow. As you walk into the manor, you see a central long table, or not many chairs for Centaur.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Maybe some wood elf guest or something.
there's like places for them to like lay down in areas like that, but like no, y'all don't use chairs.
Might have some if we have like actual bipedal guests or something.
Yeah, but not that many. Not at the
Dongo's just
table
happy
currently
he
right
doesn't
now.
have to duck in any
You
doorway.
do see. Let me pull it up. Nope, not items. Maps. There we go. Uncategorized. At the end of the table, you see. Let me. You see this woman standing at the end of a table. As you walk in, she looks up. And
Kill goes, "Hello, mother." And this is in Sylvian.
you hear her respond with, "Welcome home, my son. It is nice to see you.
Isn't it good to be home?
You've been gone for a long time."
Well, when you're having to save people's lives and also get shipwrecked here and there, well, I take a little bit of getting back home.
I see you have brought servants with you.
Friends, actually. These
Hmm.
are people that we pretty much saved each other from a shipwreck. Like on my way to return home. How many months ago?
Probably about a year now.
Yeah, it's been about a year.
About a year ago? Oh,
So your crusade goes well.
yes, for the most part. So how are you, mother?
I am well. I am managing our estates. Your sister came home.
I heard.
Yes, apparently she has fallen on hard times. I told her she should have taken up more of a martial trade, but she was so desirable to be an artisan.
Well, she does have a different mindset than I or my brothers.
Hmm. But it is good to see you. I take it you received my letter.
That I did.
Then you know it is time for you to adhere to your duties.
That it is.
Well then. But come, let us stop being formal. It's not often I get to see my son. And you watch as she puts a smile on her face.
Kill returns a smile.
And you watch as she switches to common for the rest of you. Welcome to the Elm Charger estate. It's good to meet you all.
Kill wonders if he should introduce himself or allow them to introduce himself.
No, speak freely. You are my son's friends. Don't worry about all that. And I see you accrued quite a unique group of friends. I was hoping your crusades would bring you more in line with our people, but there's a wide world out there. I assume you were going to meet different people,
That I have.
especially with your faith.
Well, that circumstance that happened those years ago did put a hindrance on that in my formal training.
Where's me Angel?
So,
Mhm.
where is Nell and Knit at, Mother?
Well, your older brother is off in Silverton, applying his trade. Net is... He joined the Rangers not too long ago.
Hmm.
He's been through every now and then, but I haven't heard much from him. I hope he is doing all right.
Well, Knit is normally one to slip out of most slippery situations.
But Lizine is home. She's down in the smithy. And you watch she just rolls her eyes.
From the sounds of it, I have a feeling that it should have been said more as a society lady finding something floating in her soup.
Well, you have to remember, Elmcharger is pretty much a lineage of people of the sword, Order Lance, so they're normally...
And very much Tristan is the only child who actually followed in the family line.
Mhm.
Somewhat.
Well, certain thing that happened a long time ago, which I think I told you. I'm not too sure.
I don't think you've spoken to the entire party about it, but you have spoken to some of them about it. I think Gulamov knows because you talked to him over a little bonding moment about duty and the repercussions for your actions and some things you can't control.
Mm-hmm.
But no, you know your mother has never approved of the fact of you basically leaving the household to go on a crusade for Helm.
Deus Volt, Deus Volt, Deus Volt.
Well, when you have to train to be a paladin, you kind of have to also go on a crusade.
Well, I
Or
mean, you
five.
could have still been a paladin, but you could have followed a Sylvan god, which basically would have meant you an Archfey paladin, but you did not. Which is a disappointment for her, but she knows you had to roam.
Mm-hmm.
You had to leave. Which is not an uncommon thing, but basically they would like to have somebody to take over the family.
Traditions.
Well, for all Kill knows, it might be down to him. So, he
Well,
might.
I mean, your sister is back home, so that leaves it open to not just you having to basically take over the family estate.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it does, technically, depending on the rules of inheritance for the land, and if you're basing it off of standard historical rules, it is firstborn progenitor in the male sense only.
Nope.
It's Warlord's rules, so it doesn't.
Centaurs are actually a very matriarchal society. The women usually take over, not the men. Because the men are usually responsible for, going out and doing combat things and dying. Whereas the women take over the house. So, basically, she's probably going to try and force his sister to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But his sister never took up the martial arts. His sister wanted to become an artisan. Specifically a smith.
Yeah. Which, I mean, you can do a lot of stuff with being a smith.
Yeah. Which, she's not as, disappointed in her. At least she's still a smith, but she's not ladylike at all. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
kill. Your sister's not very ladylike. Your sister is very
Tomboy.
brash. Yeah.
Sorry, I kind of thought of the Mandalorian when you said brash about the Forge Master.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, she might be like that for all we know now.
But continuing on.
I have a feeling I'll get really along with her.
So,
Big fellow?
Kalindel. Kalindel. That's your full name, and that's what your mother calls you, by the way.
Alright. The kill for short.
Yes. So Kalindel.
Yes. Yes.
We have entered in an accord with the Meadowstrider family.
Take the Pawnee.
The Meadow Strider.
Yeah.
Yes. They're a fellow Night House, you do know that.
Mm-hmm.
You are to be married with their
Captive.
oldest
No one's
daughter
currently doing that.
Alright.
in the next week.
Oh,
Shotgun wedding. Shotgun wedding.
Well, I guess I best get some clothes and
aircraft you in.
an attire ready before then.
Yep.
Yes, that would be the most prudent thing. We are going to have a gathering, and you will meet her,
Very well.
and be on your best behavior, son.
I'll try to be, unless something comes up in a whole forest descends upon us or something.
Well, so long as I've been matriarch of these lands, no. You won't have to worry about anything like that.
Red flag.
I've heard that she is a nice looking woman. At least.
Wait, he's getting married to a brown bag special?
Yeah,
You don't know yet.
She doesn't know.
Is
I would
she
not set you up with someone who I did not believe would be a detriment to our house. And from what I have told them about you, they see that you are also a very reputable match.
I see.
Do you have any qualms about this? She's taking more of like an authoritative tone.
I believe not, unless they have qualms about it.
That is good. Now, let us get some food. It's been a while since I've had a dinner with you. And you must tell me about your adventures.
Well, they're probably not as glamorous as some of the things that you've probably done.
But every journey starts eventually.
That is
I
true.
mean, I can remember when I met your father.
Tell her a story about the psychotic, snake priest we fought in the giant bone snaky demon thing.
The what?
It's a long story, and I suggest...
Or how about the time we stole that bow from the orcs?
That was on the first adventure there, O'Neill.
We still stole it, though.
We more have commandeered it.
Yeah, over their dead corpses.
Well, they were planning on killing us. So we killed them back.
Yeah, good point.
I'm guessing... then she is kind of just, like, smiling a little bit.
Yeah. Well then, let's retire for dinner.
Should I go fetch fetch sister, or
Well, yes. Yeah, go on ahead and fetch your sister. I'll meet you in the dining hall.
very well, mother. And Kill just goes and finds his sister.
Yeah. You head down to the smithy, which you see this female centaur, or this, I guess would be mare. Yeah, you see this mare working at the forge.
Is it just him that went?
Do y'all go?
I do.
I'm essentially just following the party because I don't want to be left alone with all these people. I have a very strong feeling I'll get like fucking gangbanged in the corner and end up floating in the river.
What
Oh,
river?
did y'all close down the image?
I did. I
Okay, then
saw
cool.
it.
Yeah.
No,
You see
I approve.
a very strong-looking female centaur.
Built like a warhorse, but a little bit more broad.
Well, no, she's built like a horse, but a little bit more slim,
Hmm.
since she's female.
Ah.
And she's currently working at an anvil.
Amble?
Anvil.
Oh, I'm like, amble? The fuck's an amble?
Kill looks for something thing like that's not too heavy, but kind of light.
Uh-huh.
Do I find something that's like
Oh, yeah, you find like a set of practice swords.
Those are still decently heavy, though.
Mm.
not by much. They're about a little bit less than actual longsword. Kill kind of steps to the side and pretty much shouts out in Sylvian. Think fast!
And you watch, she just reaches her hand up, and
Sleight of hand.
Eat shit!
you watch as the sword just kind of like swings through the air and just kind of hits her. She's like, "Oh, you fucking tossing son of a bitch! Who the fuck?"
I said,
Oh.
think fast.
I like
If it
her
isn't
already.
my wayward brother. Right, tosser, you are. What the fuck is wrong with you?
A lot.
Well, I haven't seen you in a long time. I thought you would still be good at thinking fast.
Oh, fucking stallions. You're alright, tossers, you know that, right? Ugh. You watch as she, like, queefs the sword in some oil, and then sets it back down on the anvil, and then walks up to you, and then just gives you a dead punch in the chest. So what brings you back home, brother?
A letter from Mother. That's what.
Oh yeah, your new bride-to-be. So proud of you. You're the best son. I'm the one who goes off and does all the crusading and lives up to the Elm Charger name.
I wouldn't say bad fully. You do know
But it
that.
is good to see you, you fucking asshole.
Good to
And
see
she
you
gives
too.
you a hug.
He returns a hug.
So who are these there? Who's these tossers?
Well, the big fellow is named Congo.
Who's currently examining her weapons.
And
He is a big fella. What'd you do to fucking put him in your service?
more like just end up shipwrecked and then have to fight your way out of a fucking cave and kill an orc, bunch of goblins, and a couple of wolves.
Ugh. And Mom wonders why most of us didn't want to go off and go and take down the martial arts.
Well, you guys are a little bit different. But then again, that's kind of a good
Sure,
thing.
they tried to kill us first.
Good luck making her realize that.
Well, I kind of thought of her, same as her, until I had to go out and be social with the rest of those civilizations out there.
Who's the last?
This is Nil. My travel name is so fucking long that I might as well not even pronounce it. It's even worse than my formal name.
Why's she wearing a hood? And what's up with the horns?
Nil, would you care to shorten her?
Are we? How open is it? Because normally blacksmiths are fairly open to town squares.
It's actually the forge inside the house. It's not
Okay.
like the blacksmith for everybody. This is the forge for. There's
Swords.
ventilation to get the heat out, but yeah, this is
Well,
for
yeah,
the
but
family.
normally forges are like the dead center of the town, and they're normally wide open right onto the square.
No, this one's
This is like a personal.
this was more of a private one. This
Okay,
is the
so
private forge.
It's more like the armorer's workshop or whatever for the
Yeah.
facility.
Mhm.
Okay.
This is where you get your swords made for
Um,
custom weight and all that.
The family and their guard.
Mm-hmm.
Their bondsmen, if you will.
Congo's given some of the weapons a few swings.
Oi, be careful with that.
kind of. I pull back the hood and kind of pull it up over my horns to try to get them up and over.
Oh. She's demon touched.
Not so much demon touch as kind of exist.
She was primarily raised in the Osborne city-states, for that was where she was left off as a little thing.
Oh.
So she's more
And what's up with the other big fella? Doesn't he talk?
he's mute. So
I has a thought
So he's
and a
touched in the
question
head?
that is not in a conversational piece, but is more as a world building thingy.
Mm-hmm.
So you had mentioned that all the ships lack gunpowder-based weaponry, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm walking around with a firearm,
Yep.
and no one's noticed yet.
They just haven't thought to ask you. Well, no one's actually talked to you because you've been very standoffish. Except for this girl.
I've been hiding behind the giant horseman.
Yep.
Because I have a very strong feeling that if I'm not with Mr. Horsey, I'm going to get lynched. And I don't feel like becoming a new kind of fruit hanging off a tree, so I'm staying with Mr. Horse.
Yes. So what's up with the big fella?
he's mute, and for the reason only he could tell. But the way he speaks is very different than how you and I speak.
Was he like talk with his hands?
More refined than that.
I believe I can speak for myself, madam. The fuck was that?
That
Him.
would be him.
He's one of the mindy speaky people.
Oh, so he's a druid.
With extra steps.
Well, at least you're getting a nice little feminine touch somewhere around you, so you don't get too rough around the edges. Nice little crossbow you got there, lass. Or actually, no. Nice little crossbow you got there, Sheila.
A wee bit more powerful than a crossbow.
Is that one of those firearms? I've heard about them. I heard they're pretty good. Not that accurate over a long distance, so might want to switch up to a proper bow.
You nearly hit something up to about 140 feet.
Wouldn't be as good as one of the bows I've made, though.
Wasn't the last bow you made like 200 something odd pounds of pull?
Well, you know, I made it for my standards, not those puny little elf types.
Yeah, normally that bow could put that arrow through an elf, then keep going through another one. From what I remember.
Now that's the brother I remember.
Last time I picked one of those up, I had almost down near flayed my arm open.
Well, that's because you hadn't been eating enough.
Or
You and the
I haven't been practicing enough, more like it.
making excuses just like Nat and Nell.
Yeah, well, not Nell were normally of other stock. I prefer doing something else than what you and I normally did.
Yeah, always lazing about. Can't believe he was the oldest.
Nope, he was born way before you and I, so yeah.
Mm. Net's pretty good though. I made him one of his. Made him a new bow when he came through not too long ago, about 2 seasons. Went through with his new little hunting party.
How are they doing out? I haven't
Eh,
heard much of them.
you know, he's he's always been he's more aloof than you were. Always doing his own thing, hanging out with his friends.
Yeah. But some of those friends of his were pretty good at using a bow.
Yeah, didn't like that type though.
Nope.
Not the proper sort like you and me.
Well, even you and I have differentiate from each other as well. There's still some things that you and I both can do better than each other.
Yeah. Oi, you, the big fella.
What?
Do you like my wares or not?
He tosses it on the back on the where it was, or if it was in a rack, he shoves it back in. Got any axes and points the giant great axe on his back.
I do like a challenge.
But that challenge is going to
Listen,
have to wait.
You get me the wares and I'll make you a proper axe.
But before we do any type of challenges, Mother wishes to have a dinner since I've returned. I know
God.
I know you dislike those family dinners since Father left.
It's not that I don't like them, it's just ever since I came home, all she's been talking about is there needs to be a matriarch. All good families have a matriarch. You're the only one who still hasn't really gotten yourself a trade. Look, I'm a proper smith. I spent some time in the city. I've made very good wares. So what the last guy I was shacking with decided to take all my money and run off with another fucking cult?
Yeah, you definitely have that luck.
Hey! And she punches you in the shoulder. I'm a right lass.
Yeah,
I'm a
but
proper man.
but you normally find the idiots that normally run off with your money.
Look, just because there've been a few doesn't mean that's a trend. Alright?
Seems like you need to get out a little bit like me.
What? And what, go find myself a big fella like that one?
I mean,
No, thank
there's plenty of them like there, but you would have to go up north. But I don't know how well dwarves would take to centaurs, since I have not been up there myself yet.
Ew. Little bearded fellas. Too much hair for my taste.
Too short.
See, he's got the right idea. You give me a talk to later there, eh?
And
Well,
his
I do
harem
need to
continues
outfit
to
a
grow.
militia.
Well, how about tomorrow? How about you both see if you can one up each other? Then we'll see who.
Oh, I can one up him there. Show him what a proper lady's about.
All right. Well, let's go get something to eat. I'm kind of parched.
As long as there's meat.
Yeah. Meat?
Yes.
Can't go around here to the only type of that supplement you would find is certain fruit and certain plants. So
Yeah, we don't eat meat. Ugh.
Do you guys do fish?
No.
Oh.
Now you're starting to think about it. The rest of you have thought, wait, whenever we've had meals, Kill has never eaten meat.
Oh god, he's vegan.
Yeah,
That's
actually
where
is.
he gets his superpowers.
Congo size.
But
I nudge
listen
waifu,
here,
but
big fella. Listen. We don't have meat for you. But how about this? You and me, we go and have a proper drink after this meal. I'm gonna need one after I talk and hang out with Mom.
If you think you can keep up.
I like this one.
he's definitely a good one to have around.
just turn around. Wait, I heard alcohol. Alcohol?
Kill just kind of face palms. Make sure you keep this one off a tab. Make sure she only has a limited amount of alcohol.
No.
Out
She's a
of
proper
everything-
lass.
Out of everyone here, I'm probably the best one off to drink because I have poison resistance.
So does Kill. But he just doesn't prefer to drink.
But you're like a straight-laced Puritan. It'd be like trying to take
I
the
see
Pope
you
to a
found some
fucking
proper
dance club.
friends. And he just watches Gollumov just puts his hands on his face. He's like, oh my god, they're growing. Or no, multiplying, sorry.
I just started listing off random beers that I've come across, and some of them are just really fucked up languages. I'm like, do you ever tried this? How about this?
And
You
she's
ever
just
got
like,
this?
no, I haven't. We got an import of that one. But, oh my god, how's that one taste?
Last time I had it, I woke up in a ditch.
It sounds like we need to get more of this. Brother, you need to ship me some of this. You know, you missed my birthday.
That I did, but I was also probably killing something at the time.
Well, considering how much killing we've done, it's not surprising.
Yeah, we kind of just murder hobo around the countryside now, don't we?
Not gonna disrespect anyone else's profession. God knows I can't really judge. So, you all decide to go back upstairs with Lazine openly flirting with Kongol.
His harem grows.
His harem does grow.
How does this keep happening?
Because
You are now the harem protagonist.
if you haven't noticed, she has a thing for big, strong guys. And no, your harem has not grown. This is the first person that's openly actually liked you.
Yes.
I don't know. There's some serious plot developments happening with the Minotaur guy.
No. That's in Nil's fantasy world.
Nil sits there and writes yaoi fan fiction in her spare time when drunken rambles.
She's over there writing a BL novel.
Yes. Yes.
No, I'm not even doing that. I'm like drawing like proper BL fucking manga.
Oh, great. This is going to be like that one.
Well, yeah,
anime
no,
where
we'll take a
you're
break
independent
for a
edition
bit.
BL.
Also, it actually is overtime, so we'll wrap this up once Tristan gets back. But yes, if you're not comfortable with that, Shinzai, I can go on ahead and cut that off immediately.
Yeah, it's roleplay.
What's happened?
Turns out
No,
his
we're
harem's
just waiting
getting
on you.
bigger, and he's now the part of a
Well,
BL
yeah,
fanfic.
as y'all were walking back up to dinner, I was saying Lazine was just openly flirting with Congo, much to probably your embarrassment.
I mean, he's been
Probably
trying to get it
others'
on.
embarrassment.
I'm just going to turn over to Waifuban like, look, he's got another one.
She's like, another what?
Well, no, like I'm expecting that me and her mostly talk in Infernal, so no one else
Yes.
hears it. So I'm guessing she probably hears me talking Infernal and has absolutely no fucking idea what I'm talking about.
Nope. His sister is more of the free spirit type. She doesn't really care.
Does she say anything about me talking Infernal to the magic
Nope.
waifu bot?
Mm-mm.
She'll probably have a few ideas, but
She's also very young, so she is so far separated against the generations that actually had to deal with the Legion. It's mostly older folks that you would have to worry about.
like old.
And even then, like, that was hundreds of years ago.
Like there's probably some fables of it, but
Yeah. Because Legion Invasion was like 1,000 years ago.
Some are like 8 generations in
Yeah.
at the minimum.
A
of 8
longer lived
generations.
species, yeah, they remember it. Like, the dragons remember it. Some of the dwarves there's some old ass dwarves.
Well,
also some
normal
old ass
fantasy
elves.
dwarves live to like 300 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So they're probably only like on their 3rd or 4th generation after.
Yeah, no, and they very much have their ideas of what the Legion was like, because dwarves don't let go of anything.
No.
Same goes for
Very
elves.
spiteful.
Yeah, no, if you actually spoke Infernal around the elves, yeah, no, there's some of the old elves. Like,
That might have been from there. Or
yeah, and they had to deal with the Legion invasion. Again, you're dealing more with centaurs. They live a little bit
100
longer than
year-
humans.
about 100,
Yeah.
120.
Yeah, but they're not that old.
No.
Or they don't live that long.
Maybe 2 generations?
His
maybe?
mother's still fairly young. But
Mm,
centaur really don't have children in their older ages.
no, they kind of go
I has
non-fertile.
actually, what would Infernal even sound like?
Probably Latin.
Mm-hmm. Or Gothic.
Yeah.
Like High Gothic German or something?
Yeah.
Common is
Primordial
English.
sounds like some guttural speech. You can't even really pronounce most of the words properly.
Well, I picture Primordial being closer to the earlier Latin.
Sylvan sounds very. It does sound Latin. It sounds like Latin, like very like elegant Latin.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine dwarven.
So more like
is kinda
Greek
a drunk
Latin.
in the tavern.
So like ancient Greek
Well,
style
if
speech.
dwarf, I'm kind of jaded to the Discworld pronunciation of dwarves, which has a lot of guttural sounds and a lot of K's.
Yeah. And
Like,
this world probably sounds like German.
So, for example,
I just can't speak actual German, so.
In the Discworld, the derogatory term for another dwarf is a drahagala.
Yep, that's German. At least they're German elf.
Translates as lawn ornament. Is drahagala.
Sounds like
Yeah.
someone used Google.
No, that's what I remember because I've read the Discworld series like 4 times now.
Yeah, the Discworld series is his favorite book series.
Mm-hmm.
I even have the compendiums and the add-ons.
Continue on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we need to wrap this up. But, yeah. You all go to the family meeting.
/ meal.
Or, yeah, the dinner. And it's a wide array of, like, fruits and vegetables.
Sound like probably a pie here and there.
Yeah. Like, there's some really good fruit and vegetables. But, yeah, no meat Congo. They do have some really good wine, though.
I has a partial question.
Mm-hmm.
Are they opposed to us getting our own meat later?
You gotta think
As
of where
long-
you're at.
As long as you don't hunt within
Mm-hmm.
the forest.
I'm
Yeah, that's the
talking
problem.
more fish, if possible. Because Osborne States is a very island nation, so I'm picturing fish is probably a major part of my normal
Yeah,
diet.
there's a lot of, like,
Stock
So I'm
ponds.
picturing that after the meal, if I want meat, I'm just going to basically wick down to the brook or something and try to find a fish.
Again, you'll notice like a lot of their brooks, because they don't eat fish and all that kind of stuff, that's just filled with it. They probably might make some comments about you fishing, because they're so in touch with nature here that they don't hunt for a reason,
Mm-hmm.
except to like cull population.
Like you have a certain.
It's more of like hunting down like dark fae, the
Mhm.
Unsullied,
something that was been tainted by the black.
or anything that's been tainted by them. They very much treat their society more like hunting is more of a warden's job, and just making sure things don't spill over and go bad.
Mm-hmm.
Would they be okay if I
But yeah,
use
no,
like
the high elves
Ikijime?
actually do eat fish, but centaur and
No.
furballs, no, they don't eat meat at all.
I can kind of understand the centaurs. Would they be okay with me using like the Ikijime way of preparing the fish? That's where you just take a knife and you jam it through their skull so it brain deads them.
Well, I mean, you could talk to the owner of the land. You could ask her.
Congo's just not going to piss anyone off.
Oh, I expect tieflings are very meat orientated
No,
species.
you have a human diet.
Your
Already
fruits and vegetables and meats. So, and you can live off of some of the stuff that centaurs
Like
eat.
most of
Wow.
their protein comes from like beans and other type things.
Beans, peanuts.
You do notice like the portions that they eat and the portions they've served for you are massive.
Like, your eyes can only go so big, and these portions are bigger than your eyes.
Yeah.
Think about it like you're cleansing.
But you did notice like when they sit down at the table, they actually like lay down. It's more like kind of how Middle Eastern people eat. They don't have
Or
chairs.
Asians.
They have like pallets. Yeah. Or like little cushions and things like that. So as you're at the table and you're eating, Lazine keeps flirting with Kongol. And Kill, you notice your mother is like just not happy.
Kill's sitting there like, maybe I shouldn't have introduced her to Congo. God damn it.
And I'm just in the corner like, I wanted meat.
Yeah, you're just like poking at your salad like, it's not
Kongo's
bad, but
eating it,
I'm just like poking at like,
letting Kill's sister
green
go
stuff's
on.
the stuff that my food eats. And of course, Waifu doesn't eat these, so she's just sitting there like a proper maid behind me in the right side.
yeah.
I mean, there is probably like
You do notice like there is like there was a nice little ceremony like when they ate and all that and kind of stuff, and like his mom held up a toast welcoming Kill back home, and you all held up your glasses and stuff like that. Golemov is eating just fine. It's like,
I don't know what you guys are complaining about.
yeah, no, it's like this stuff is good. He's eating actually as much as the rest of the family is.
It's not bad. Kongo just has preferences.
Yeah, no, your society is very much formed on a meat-centric diet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe some roots and berries every now and then, but not
Gotta have
massive
seasoning.
farms.
Well, there
It's
is
like a cleansing for him.
like there are some seasonings, but it's more of like dressings.
Yeah, no, there's a lot more oil and vinegar and herbs based seasonings and stuff like that. The stuff is good. Like this is still like high quality eating. It's just no meat.
And
But yeah, no, you all have a very nice meal. you regale the family over your adventures that you've had.
Told
You
him,
do kind of gloss over the fact that you had to deal with a Legion artifact at one time.
mm-hmm.
But you talk about how your island is, and your mom is kind of proud. She's like, "Oh, all right, good job."
His son owns an island.
Yeah.
Conquering over the lower races.
They did ask you to take off your hood when you were eating, though. They're nil because improper.
Mm-hmm.
And the mom did remark about like, "Oh, so you're a tiefling." She's like, she does remark like, "You don't need to worry about it. My people understand that I don't have the same biases that the
Elves.
I don't have the same biases that the Elven court would have against your kind. I understand that most creatures are just here living their lives. You don't need to be afraid of yourself here."
I still kind of just want to keep to myself here.
Your sister did let the beans slip about how Golemov actually speaks.
Okay,
And your mother would just kind of got like that, like focus, like, It's like, oh, okay, that's weird.
I'm
But didn't
glad,
press too much further into it.
I'm glad that they didn't inquire about that of his markings.
Well, yeah, he's Golemov has been on his best behavior. He gave a proper bow to her when he had to basically display his abilities because your mom was like, show me.
And then,
Yeah.
pretty much an eye-opener when
Yeah, no, she was kind of like, oh, wow, he does speak with the mind. Okay.
again, more exotic form of communicating.
Yeah. But she didn't see any, like, problem with them. Your family has always been pretty, like, nice and open. Y'all haven't had any natural prejudices against anybody.
At least not that we have kept history of, but
No. Maybe in some of the other families there might be some, like, actual racism, but no, not in general in this family.
so how have you portrayed your universe warlord? Is like the Charger family like an older house, or is it more like a newer house?
Newer house.
Mm.
Your title was, like, in your great-grandfather's name.
Ah.
Or, yeah, well, actually, it'd be more like your great-grandmother earned the Elm Charger title.
Mm.
Because mostly, yes, as I said, it's matriarchs that run,
Households.
yeah. Amongst the Elven, yeah, no, it's more matriarchs. Just because they worship a female goddess, so they considered more female things
Mm-hmm.
to be the divine, not masculine.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean like they're like, oh no, we should be dainty little women. No, exact opposite. Women go to war. Women fight and do all that kind of stuff.
Doesn't matter who you are, as long as you can carry a blade, you can fight.
Pretty much, yeah. But yes, no, most titles are inherited to female, and female names.
Mm.
But the meal goes well. Fucking Kongol and Lazine get hammered along with Nil, so they start talking about really vulgar things.
Mostly her.
Yeah, no. Lazine's like starts asking. She asks you the very forward question of like, "How big are you?" Like
So-
sloppily holding a flag, and she's like, "So how big are you?"
Kills
Here's
He
the
just
just doesn't
question.
answer.
Who do you
Does-
think's bigger, you or my brother, or the weird elf or the weird elephant guy?
He just
And
doesn't
you watch
answer. He keeps
your mother just slams the table and is like, "Lazine,
kill
what is
just
the real question? Didn't know."
Realistic question is, Does poison resistance help with alcohol, or does it
Yes, it
basically
does,
just ignore it?
Poison
It does
resist.
help.
Mhm.
Poison resistance does help.
How much are we drinking then?
Like maybe a flask.
Well, actually, I guess Kongol, roll a Kongol nil, and I'm gonna roll one for Nazine.
Which are we rolling?
Oh yeah, no, she's sloppy drunk.
Like what
Constitution
particular?
check. You can roll with advantage because you have poison resistance. Do you have poison resistance?
Yes, it's part of my
Where?
Infernal Constitution. Infernal Constitution.
Oh,
Constitution
there's my
core
other bad roll.
+1, increased resistance to cold and poison. You also have advantage on saving throws against being poisoned.
Is that in your legacy of?
It's my feet.
Did you put it on your sheet?
Yes, it's my only feat.
Oh yeah, Infernal Constitution. Yep, there you go.
So I roll
Yep.
with advantage on a Constitution save.
You roll with advantage because
What's-
alcohol is poisoning your body. Yeah, you're
Save,
drunk.
Con.
You're drunk, Kongol.
It's not a save, it's a check.
Oh well, sorry. Roll your save.
Oh,
Did I
roll my
win?
save?
Yeah, Constitution save.
Okay. As I rolled my check. 1 second.
Sorry, my bad. It's a Constitution save.
A
you're still
little
drunk,
better.
dude. You're not as sloppy drunk, but you are pretty drunk. No, Nil, you're not even like you've been
As long as
drinking
I'm not
under the
losing.
table. You just been kicking back, going through the flagons, just like
It's
I don't
okay.
see what the
She
problem is. This stuff is good, but it ain't that good.
cheats. She cheats.
I don't know. Right now, I'm on my like 3rd liter
Yeah.
right now in real life.
But yeah, no, Kongol, you're doing okay, but you're feeling it.
The wine is definitely getting to you.
Yeah,
I'm treating
that's
this like
it.
water.
but
I just have a picture. I'm sitting there like perfectly fine, and his sister's
but the
going like,
dinner
"Oh, you're
wraps
handling
up,
it so
and
well."
y'all have just been sitting around like
Socializing.
Kill Golemov and Kalendra have been they've been drinking sociably, talking. She's been filling you in on things of the state and basically chastising your sister every time she fucking makes something lewd.
Every time she makes something lewd, I just press my hand above my nose and just go, hey.
Yeah, Golemov just kind of looks at you as well. I was like, oh my god. So, Kongol, I need you to make a
Con.
no, not a con.
Charisma save.
To basically resist the flirtatious advances of a very drunken centaur woman.
Charisma save.
Yeah, but there's no save for charisma. I
Yeah,
don't
there
think.
is.
Yeah,
There is? Okay. All right, make a charisma save.
I just have +0 because of my 11 charisma.
Yep.
Well, that's gonna be an interesting
her
night.
advances are getting to you.
It's the drink.
The harem grows. The harem grows as I chant an infernal.
But yeah, no, basically Congo, you've been noticing like throughout the as y'all been talking, she's been like making herself look a little bit prettier. Like kind of like she loosened up a couple of knots on her leather thing.
Showing a little more cleavage, trying to position herself a little closer, like, hey, big boy.
Yeah. And you've not been finding these as bad things. Like, at least at least she's got a human half and not a horse half.
Yeah.
Right side with the horse half, she can probably take you.
Most likely.
I mean, it takes a lot of fucking drink to go centaur drunk, so.
Your sister has been drinking quite a bit. She rolled a nat 1.
Damn.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here like it's absolutely nothing. Just yeah.
Yep.
Uh,
Like I said,
Much like in real
you're
life, I'm a
not
pure
as
alcoholic.
drunk as she is, but And you're noticing, like, this is just, like, Kill, you're just like, oh god, this is why we never took her out to the tavern when we would go. Most because
Why,
she
his
was too young at the
sister,
time,
or-
but you're like, oh my god, this is the type of person she is. Holy shit, this is what my little sister turned into.
She gets drunk and just tries to sleep with everything.
Well, yeah.
Well, she's had how many boyfriends since Kill's been gone? Probably.
We don't talk about
You
that.
and your brothers beat up too.
Familial love right there.
And, like, she's been in the city for a while. And she came back home because of, as she said, one of her boyfriends ran off with her money. He was a bard. What do you expect?
Fucking course. It's a fucking bard.
Damn bards.
They woo you once, and they're gone the next.
Yep.
Fucking one night stands.
It's her superpower.
But yes, all right. So it is time to retire for the evening. Kongol,
Hi.
Lazine is trying to drag you away. Do you go? Yes or no?
Do you snoo? Yes or no?
Based off the drunk roll, he probably will.
Just remember, Kill might fucking have to give you a 1-2 punch in the
Kill
morning.
might have to kick your ass.
Kill might. But Kill, all right. So your sister is an adult. One.
She's
So-
still my youngest sister. Little sister.
She is your youngest sister. How would Kill respond to this? Not how would Tristan, how would Kill? Because you see she is walking off with Kongol,
Like, I just
basically
picture
her
that
arm
Congo's
draped
like,
around him.
I have a picture that Congo's like completely shit-faced, like almost blackout drunk.
No, he's not
and-
that drunk. He's
and
pretty
she's, like,
drunk, though. He does have a
dragging him
little bit of a
behind them.
sway. She's got a little bit
Oh no,
of a
I'm
sway.
picturing he's like completely blackout drunk, and she's like dragging him back to her little cave somewhere by his
Yeah,
collar.
she was more
Kill-
drunk than he was, so.
Kill would probably go Congo. Your bed's that way. And point to a spare room.
And like Lazane's like, no, don't worry. I'm just going to show him some of my wares.
Congo.
Where's
And you just watch it. She kind of like gives you the stink eye of like, don't be a fucking, don't be a taco jammer or a clam jammer.
don't cockblock me now, you fucking Puritan asshole.
You took vows of celibacy, not me.
Well, that's gonna really fuck up his marriage now, isn't it?
Nah, he really didn't. I'm just making the joke.
Could just do it the D&D way and let the dice decide.
I could.
Okay, yeah. Let's see. Both of you just flat rolls.
Of what type of die?
20.
D20. Okay. All right. Kill's influence is very high. Kongol, you
Kill sister
politely
will
turn
remember
down
that.
Lazine. As like,
I'm sorry,
I
but your
really
brother's gonna
shouldn't.
kill me.
Yeah, he's really not too approving. Kill, you see as Congo goes off to his room, and it's like he's like, I hope you have a wonderful evening. And you watch as Lazine is just staring
Dares.
daggers into you. Lazine will remember this.
-20 of
It's
relations.
not the
with
first
me.
time she's done it, probably.
And that is where we will end the session.
Gonna go
You
sleep
done
off
fucked up. There's a butterfly effect right there.
again.